Chapter 75. In the world of martial artists, the efficiency of government agencies seemed to be much faster. In the middle of June, less than 10 days after the exams ended, the results of the cultural studies exams were released. Scenic Lake Gardens. Fong Yuan was anxious for him as she watched Fong Ping type in his ID slowly. She urged him from behind. "Fong Ping, can't you hurry up? What's the hurry?" Fong Ping was unhurried. It took him a while to confirm the information. When he entered the query page, Fong Ping glanced at it and said in an unsurprised tone, "It's about the same as what I expected. Chinese, 120 points mathematics, 131 points politics, history, and geography, 112 points physics and chemistry, 264 points total score, 627 points since Fong Ping was not a liberal arts student in his past life, and there were some changes in politics and history. Fong Ping did not score too high. The other subjects, on the other hand, did quite well, meeting Fong Ping's expectations. His total score was 627 points, 32 points higher than the benchmark announced yesterday. The news had announced that the Ministry of Education had set the benchmark at 595 points this year. 627 points. Fong Yuan moved her face closer to the computer. When she saw the score, she was pleasantly surprised. Although Fong Ping's cultural studies were not too bad, he had been hovering around the benchmark. She did not expect his Gaokao score to exceed 30 points. "Fong Ping, you've gotten into a martial arts university." Fong Yuan's face lit up with joy as she shouted loudly. Everyone had said that Fong Ping's admission to a martial arts university was almost guaranteed, that he would definitely make it. However, that was all uncertain. If he had flunked his cultural studies exams, he would only be a casual martial artist, no matter how high his vitality was. Now, Fong Ping's score for cultural studies had reached 627 points. This meant that Fong Ping's admission to a martial arts university was guaranteed. Fong Yuan was overjoyed. Before Fong Ping could react, she turned and ran out. She said as she ran, "I'm going to tell Mom and Dad." "Slow down," Fong Ping shouted, but Fong Yuan had already gone downstairs. This girl could be so silly sometimes. Couldn't she have just called them to tell them? Fong Yuan was obviously excited, though. Those who did not know would have thought that she was taking the Gaokao. Fong Ping shook his head as Fong Yuan ran off. He had not finished checking the information. He was a martial sciences candidate. Apart from his cultural studies results, there were other subjects as well. Fong Ping opened another query portal. Very quickly, the results of the martial sciences examinations were entered. Name: Fong Ping Vitality, 149 Cal Professional courses, 85 points out of 100 actual test, 98 points out of 100 during the physical assessment. Other items were not included. Only the level of vitality was recorded. Because if he could get his vitality tested, it meant that he had passed all the other physical assessment tests. Fong Ping glanced at it and was satisfied. Needless to say, his vitality was high and his pole standing had broken through to the stable stance realm at that time, so his actual results would not be that low. As for the professional courses, Fong Ping had only been exposed to them for a short period of time. Getting 85 marks was considered pretty good. Every martial arts school would update their official website at the same time the college entrance examination scores were released today, announcing their recruitment criteria. Martial arts universities had a higher degree of autonomy when it came to recruiting students. The admission standards of each martial arts university were determined by the martial arts university itself and published on the official website. In this way, there was also an advantage. The examinees could be more clear about the scope of their application. Fong Ping was not in a hurry to check out the other martial arts universities. Instead, he opened Nanjiang Martial Arts University's official website. Nanjiang Province Martial Arts University's 2008 admission standards: vitality, 116 calories and above, 116 calories inclusive, same for others, cultural studies, 605, and above professional courses, 80 and above actual test, 80 and above. These are the minimum standards for each subject. In 2008, it is estimated that 1,200 students will be admitted nationwide. Note 1. Vitality of 130 calories and above. Other subjects may be slightly lower than the admission standard. Note 2. Cultural studies, 680 and above. Other subjects may be slightly lower than the admission standard. Note 3. Candidates will be admitted based on their vitality, cultural studies, professional courses, and actual test scores. Nanjing Martial Arts University's admission standards were clear at a glance. As expected, their results were much higher than last year's. Last year, Nanjing Martial Arts University's minimum vitality was 112 calories. This year, the minimum was 116 calories. As for the cultural studies, 680 and above, the standard could be lowered appropriately. It was not that simple. Some of the people who scored 680 in cultural studies would not apply to Nanjing Martial Arts University at all. Some of them were social sciences candidates who would not be able to apply no matter how high their scores were. There were also some who met the vitality standard and might not apply to Nanjing Martial Arts University. There were very few students who scored 680 and above with a vitality lower than 116 calories. It was so rare that all the major martial arts universities would give them special treatment. The whole world revered martial arts, but that did not mean they would restrain literature. This could be seen from the fact that martial arts universities generally required their cultural studies scores to be higher than the key score. Nanjing Martial Arts University was a professional martial arts university. It also recruited more students with a national enrollment of 1,200. Fang Ping then looked at the other two universities in Nanjing province that had martial arts departments. There were 3 martial arts universities in Nanjing province. Nanjing Martial Arts University specialized in martial arts and did not recruit social sciences students. The other 2 universities had martial arts departments and recruited social sciences students at the same time. Nanjing University of Science and Technology's admission standards were similar to Nanjing Martial Arts University's, but the requirements for cultural studies were higher at 610 and above. They also recruited fewer students, with a total of 200 students. The last one was Nanjing University. Their vitality was 1 calorie higher than Nanjing Martial Arts University's at 117 calories. They also had to score 610 and above in cultural studies. They recruited fewer students than Nanjing University of Science and Technology, with a total of 150 students. The 3 martial arts universities in Nanjing province recruited a total of 1,550 students. 3 martial arts universities in a province was actually quite a lot. Many provinces only had 1 martial arts university in their province, and it was not a professional one. They recruited 1 to 200 students along the way. Without a strong leader to help fight for resources in such a barren province, martial artists would have to leave due to the lack of resources. Every year, they could only pay a high price to keep a few seated candidates. Among the 3 universities in Nanjing, Nanjing Martial Arts University's requirements are the lowest. After all, they recruit more students. Fang Ping compared the standards of the 3 universities. If he could apply, Wu Zhihao should have no problem too. Yang Jian, the other one who met the requirements in class, had a vitality of 116 calories, but cultural studies, Fang Ping was worried for Yang Jian. Could this guy reach the minimum standard of 605 in cultural studies? If their vitality was the same, cultural studies would be compared first, followed by general studies, and finally the practical results. Fang Ping believed that there would be many students applying to Nanjing Martial Arts University with 116 calories. There would definitely be more than 1,200. If their vitality was the same, Their final score in cultural studies might be higher than 605. Lu Ruoqi was a little disappointed. With 115 calories, it was not possible for her to score 680. She could not apply to the 3 martial arts universities in Nanjing. As for the other martial arts universities in the country, Fang Ping did not know if there were any martial arts universities with an admission score lower than 116 calories. Nanjing Martial Arts University did not have high admission standards among martial arts universities. Normal martial arts universities did not have much difference in their vitality requirements, but it did not mean that there was no chance. After looking at the admission standards of Nanjing's local martial arts universities, Fang Ping could not help but open Magic City Martial Arts University's official website. Vitality: 130 calories and above 130 calories inclusive cultural studies, 620 and above general studies, 90 and above practical tests, 90 and above. Fang Ping was a little embarrassed when he saw the information. According to this standard, his general studies score of 85 was not even the minimum for Magic City Martial Arts University. However, like Nanjing Martial Arts University, Magic City Martial Arts University also had an attached note. Note 1. Vitality of 149 calories and above, inclusive. The requirements for other subjects may be lowered. Admission based on discretion. One note was enough to make Fang Ping feel the difference between a famous martial arts university. They could give you special treatment, but you had to be outstanding enough. What did 149 calories vitality mean? A peak aspiring martial artist. In all of auspicious Sun City, Fang Ping was the only one who had reached this standard in recent years. A student who was considered a top-notch talent in Nanjing would only be given a little preferential treatment in Magic City Martial Arts University. Note 2. Scores above 700 in cultural studies vitality, not lower than 120 calories inclusive. In principle, admission is granted. The corner of Fang Ping's mouth twitched again. How many people could meet this requirement? Martial science exam candidates were multitasking. Although they did not neglect their cultural studies, and their results were not bad, 700 points, and above was enough to be the province's top scholar, right? Magic City Martial Arts University, Fang Ping met the requirements of Note 1. It mentioned admission based on discretion. Fang Ping only lacked general studies, and the difference was not too big. If he really wanted to apply, it should not be a problem. The other famous university, Capital City Martial Arts University, had similar standards as Magic City Martial Arts University. However, the vitality requirement was 2 calories higher than Magic City Martial Arts University, with a minimum of 132 calories. The requirements were still the same. Fang Ping should be able to apply to Capital City Martial Arts University. Fang Ping was a little conflicted now. He had been struggling with this question since the vitality assessment. Should he go to Nanjing Martial Arts University and be the head of the chicken? Cough, this title always made Fang Ping think. Or should he go to the Big Two and be the tail of the chicken? Of course, his vitality was 149 calories. Even among the Big Two, he was not at the bottom. In fact, his current vitality was more than 149 calories. The new martial artists in the Big Two might not be stronger than him. Even if he went to the Big Two, he would not be too scared. How big is the gap between martial arts universities? This was the question Fang Ping had been thinking about. With his results, staying in Nanjing would definitely be rewarded handsomely. If the gap between the Big Two and Nanjing Martial Arts University was not too big, staying in Nanjing might not be a bad thing. At least he would have a lot of resources from the start. However, if the gap was too big, it would not be worth it to stay for the resources in front of him. Old Wang said that he might return to Sun City the day after tomorrow. I'll ask Old Wang for his opinion then. Fang Ping did not know much about this, so he could only ask Wang Jinyang. He did not continue to struggle because Fong Ping's phone was already vibrating. Without looking, Fong Ping knew that it was a classmate from his class. It was most likely Wu Zhihao. As expected, once the call was connected, Fong Ping heard Wu Zhihao say excitedly, "Fong Ping, how many points did you get in cultural studies?" "I got 645 points. I'm having a headache now. I don't know which university I should apply to. I checked. I have 120 calories vitality. There are 30 to 40 martial arts universities I can choose from." Fong Ping grinned. "Is that so? Congratulations. Right, I got 627 points too. I'm wondering if I should go to the big two now. What do you think?" Cough, cough, Wu Zhihao cursed under his breath. He should not have called Fong Ping to show off. He should have found someone else. Unfortunately, he was too embarrassed to show off to those who did not get into martial arts universities. Fong Ping was the only one in class who could be sure that he did. After thinking for a while, Wu Zhihao made his choice. He would go show off to the Tan brothers. Their cultural studies scores were average. They were definitely not as high as his, and they would definitely not be able to get into the big two. However, a normal martial arts university should be fine. Showing off to them would not only satisfy his desire to show off, but it would also not hurt them. Thinking of this, Wu Zhihao did not want to waste any more time talking to Fong Ping. He hung up immediately. Wu Zhihao hung up too quickly. Fong Ping did not even have time to ask about Yang Jian's results. After some thought, Fong Ping still did not call Yang Jian's house to ask. Yang Jian did not have a cell phone. If Fong Ping called his house to ask about it, a narrow-minded person would think that he was showing off. As for Lu Ruoqi, Fong Ping naturally did not know much about her. He did not spend much time with the girls in class. He stopped thinking about other people's matters and sent a short text to old Wang, 627 points in cultural studies, begging for guidance. Chapter 76. The next day, June 15th, in a tea house near Scenic Lake Gardens. When Fong Ping arrived, Wang Jinyang had arrived slightly earlier than him. Wang Jinyang was the one who chose to meet at the tea house. From the location of their meeting, it could be seen that Wang Jinyang's personality was relatively mild. He wasn't as jumpy as other young people. Fong Ping was not surprised to see Wang Jinyang. However, Fong Ping was surprised to see a girl who was even younger than Fong Yuan sitting next to Wang Jinyang. Wang Jinyang brought his sister along. He didn't seem to have mentioned that he had a sister. The little girl's eyes were big, and her skin was fair, but she lacked some intelligence. She didn't look around, and just stared at the teacup in a daze. Fong Ping glanced at him, then smiled and greeted, "Brother Wang, sit." Wang Jinyang nodded slightly. When he saw Fong Ping looking at the little girl, pain flashed across his eyes. He said softly, "Nini, my instructor's daughter." "Oh, hello, Nini." Fong Ping was a little surprised that old Wang had brought his teacher's daughter with him. He didn't think that she was a high school or university teacher, but he subconsciously thought that she was the daughter of Wang Jinyang's local teacher in Sun City. The little girl called Nini lifted her head and glanced at Fong Ping. Then he continued to look at the teacup without making a sound. Naturally, Fong Ping would not argue with a child. He smiled and did not continue. However, he thought to himself that this little girl was not as sensible as his round plump. Wang Jinyang did not blame her. He gently patted the little girl's head and said gently, "Senior brother, talk to him for a while. This guy has a younger sister who is a few years older than you. Let's go play with her when we have time." Nini, who had been silent all this while, raised her head again and said in a clear voice, "No, I want to go home. Nini, be good. Master's wife will be busy these few days. So she asked me to bring you out to relax. If you go back now, won't I be scolded?" Wang Jinyang's expression remained gentle as he comforted her. The little girl lowered her head and stopped talking. Wang Jinyang let out an almost inaudible sigh. He did not continue to ignore Fong Ping. He turned his head and smiled. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's fine. It's fine. Fong Ping was starting to understand now. This girl seemed to be the daughter of Wang Jinyang's martial arts university teacher. Who would have thought? Fong Ping thought to himself, old Wang's flattery has even brought the teacher's daughter along. It looks like old Wang and this teacher have a good relationship. A martial arts university instructor should also be a martial arts powerhouse, right? Was this the reason why Lao Wang had improved so quickly? While Fong Ping was thinking, Wang Jinyang suddenly stared at him and smiled faintly. Interesting. You've completed twice honing. As soon as he said that, the girl beside him could not help but raise her head. Obviously, this girl knew what twice hone meant. Fong Ping said humbly, it was a coincidence. I finished it recently. It's all thanks to the body-strengthening elixir that Brother Wang sent me. This is your own hard work. It has nothing to do with me. There is no need to be overly modest. Wang Jinyang shook his head, but his eyes were sharp as he said, in early April, when we first met, you were actually very mediocre. Wang Jinyang had no qualms about using the word mediocre to describe Fong Ping at that time. It's only been 2 months, and you've actually completed the twice honing. I have to say, Fong Ping, you surprised me. After the incident with Huang Bin, I knew that you wouldn't continue to be mediocre. I thought that you might only be able to show off after you enter a martial arts university or even after you've graduated. Still, you've exceeded my expectations. A scholar who has been away for 3 days must look at you in a different light. Ever since Fong Ping had killed Huang Bin, Wang Jinyang had felt that this high school junior would one day make a name for himself. However, he had not expected Fong Ping to complete the twice honing in just 2 months. When he had completed the twice honing, his vitality had reached 180 calories. Even if there were some differences between them, the difference between them would not be too big. Fong Ping had probably honed around 180 calories as well, so his vitality should be over 180 calories now. This kind of person was even rarer than a rank 1 martial artist. Not everyone could go through the twice honing process. Among the more than 4,000 students in Nanjiang Martial Arts University, Wang Jinyang knew that there were less than 5 people who had gone through it. Moreover, these people had used the university's resources and spent a lot of time to complete the twice honing process after entering the university. He was considered one of the faster ones, completing it in the first semester of his freshman year. 2 of them had waited until their junior year to complete the twice honing process. It was a waste of time and effort. If it were not for the fact that they had hopes of completing the twice honing process, the university would not have provided them with any more resources. Wang Jinyang looked calm on the surface, but deep down he was arrogant. There were not many people in the whole of Nanjiang Martial Arts University who could receive such praise from him. Nini, who was beside him, seemed to know this senior brother a little. She looked at Fong Ping again. She had not spoken to Fong Ping before, so the little girl was slightly hesitant. However, she still asked, You completed the twice honing process in 2 months? Before Fong Ping could answer, Wang Jinyang laughed and said, Probably. This guy is actually half a senior brother to you, Nini. Or should I say, a junior brother? His methods of honing and pole standing can be considered to have been cultivated under my guidance. If you really think about it, you can call me martial nephew. As he said this, Wang Jinyang gave Fong Ping an apologetic look. He was not bragging, nor was he insulting anyone. It was just that ever since his teacher was trapped in the catacombs and announced to the public that he was missing, his daughter had been depressed. It was rare to find a topic of interest, so Wang Jinyang could only tease the little girl about Fong Ping. As expected, when she heard the words martial nephew, the little girl wanted to laugh, but she lowered her head in embarrassment. Fong Ping did not mind. After all, what Wang Jinyang said was the truth. His pole standing, methods of honing, and combat techniques were all taught by Wang Jinyang. He could also see that Wang Jinyang was trying to make this child happier. Seeing this, he took the opportunity to smile and say, "Brother Wang is right. Then should I call Nini martial uncle? Or martial aunt?" The little girl could not hold it in any more. She giggled, then quickly covered her mouth and lowered her head, not daring to look at the two of them. Wang Jinyang was overjoyed. He secretly gave Fong Ping a thumbs up to express his gratitude. Seeing the little girl lower her head in embarrassment, Wang Jinyang did not tease her anymore. He went back to the topic at hand. "Now that you've completed the twice honing, are you going to break through now? Or continue to nurture your vitality? Brother Wang, can I continue honing after the twice honing?" "Yes." Wang Jinyang gave an affirmative answer, but he said, "There are still people who have honed their bones thrice, but you should have felt it. The higher our vitality, the greater the burden on our bodies. When you're a prospective martial artist, having a high vitality is helpful for future breakthroughs. But that doesn't mean it's good to be infinitely high. Going too far is as bad as falling short. If you can reach thrice honing, then do it. But once you feel the pressure on your body, you can't force it. Also, the help of thrice honing is limited. I haven't done it myself, so I haven't experienced it firsthand. But I know a thrice honed guy from Magic City Martial Arts University. This guy used to be a genius, but he insisted on staying as a prospective martial artist for the sake of thrice honing. His classmates had already broken through to rank 2, but he was still a prospective martial artist. When he completed the thrice honing, he thought he would soon catch up to his classmates. However, reality proved that his speed of honing was slightly faster than others, but there was a limit to it. Compared to the initial investment, it was not worth it. Everyone's ultimate goal in the early stages of martial arts was to complete the honing of the entire body. Whether it's honing after becoming a martial artist or during the prospective martial artist period, it's all the same. Don't suppress just for the sake of suppressing. The more one suppressed in martial arts, the stronger one would become. Suppressing forcefully was a waste of time and money. So what if one dominated the prospective martial artist realm? The twice-honed Wang Jinyang could achieve rank 4 in a year. Perhaps he could achieve rank for soon. By the time he achieved rank 4, those guys who had forcefully honed their bones twice or thrice honed might still be prospective martial artists. If they were one step behind, would they really be able to catch up to him? They could do it as long as it did not affect their future. If it did, they had to let go when it was time. Thank you for the reminder. Brother Wang, I understand. I won't force myself to do it. Fong Ping thanked him. Wang Jinyang's reminder was meaningful. At least it made Fong Ping understand that the more he suppressed, the stronger he would become. Wang Jinyang also reminded him that if a prospective martial artist's vitality was too high and he could not control it, it would be more dangerous during a breakthrough. If he felt that his vitality was too strong and he could not control it, he must not continue cultivating and honing. The two of them talked about cultivation issues. Fong Ping was just about to ask about his university choice when Wang Jinyang suddenly said, "There's no need to rush the registration. Let's have a cup of tea. We'll go to the city stadium later." Ha! Fong Ping was confused. Why would he go to the stadium at this time? "To see how your combat technique cultivation is going," Wang Jinyang explained, then added, "It has something to do with your next choice." "Combat techniques have something to do with the university I choose?" Fong Ping seemed to have some concept in his mind, but he was clueless and did not really understand what it meant. Wang Jinyang did not explain further. Famous martial arts universities had their advantages, and normal martial arts universities had their advantages too. At least, some extremely difficult missions would not appear in normal martial arts universities. The big two had more resources, strong teachers, and more opportunities. However, any gains had to be made with effort. Fong Ping might be a genius in cultivation, but he might not be a genius in combat. It was not that there were no such people. if he were to recommend Fong Ping to the big two without any talent in combat. The faster he cultivated, the faster he would die. His rank was high, but he did not have the combat strength of someone of the same rank. It was fine for such people to work peacefully as clerks, but if they really went to the catacombs, they would be the first to die. Wang Jinyang drank his tea calmly. Even though Fong Ping had a stomach full of questions, he could only drink his tea with him. Nini, who was beside him, was young, but she knew a lot. She probably knew what was going to happen next. Her originally lifeless expression regained its liveliness. She blinked her big eyes and looked at Fong Ping sympathetically. Fong Ping was drinking his tea, so he did not notice the scene. Wang Jinyang saw it, though. He rubbed her head and made a gesture with his finger. Chapter 77. City Gymnasium. In the fitness room. Bang! With a dull thud, Fong Ping came into close contact with the ground again. Wang Jinyang, who had thrown Fong Ping out with one hand, shouted coldly, "Didn't you eat? Even women are stronger than you are. You've cultivated combat techniques to the point where you're limp and tickling me? Whether it's leg techniques or fist techniques, they're all created for killing. Speed, accuracy, and ruthlessness are the basic requirements. Your leg techniques are limp and weak, and your movements aren't decisive enough. You're already dead before your leg is out." Fong Ping rubbed his butt and limped to his feet. He said helplessly, "Brother Wang, you don't have to be so ruthless, do you?" The usually easygoing Wang Jinyang's eyes turned cold as he scolded. "Whether it's sparring or actual combat, combat techniques are meant to be used in battle. What's the point of practicing combat techniques if you don't have the will to fight and are ruthless?" Fong Ping did not say anything else. He took a deep breath and jogged to assist. When he was in front of Wang Jinyang, his left leg shot out and his right leg straightened, whipping out. Bang! Wang Jinyang blocked his whipping leg with one arm, his other hand reaching out and grabbing Fong Ping's neck. "Did you lose your hands just because you've cultivated leg techniques? Can't you block? Your midsection is wide open. If someone blocks or dodges your leg attack, they can kill you easily. The vital parts of your upper body are completely defenseless. Your hands become a burden. Don't you want to train your leg techniques to turn you into a deformed person? Your hands are just decorations." Wang Jinyang did not hold back as he spoke, causing Fong Ping's face to turn red. When Fong Ping struggled violently, Wang Jinyang shook his hand and flung him a few meters away. Fong Ping staggered but did not fall. He rubbed his neck and panted. Do martial arts university students have many opportunities for actual combat? If you're willing to be ordinary, you can hide in the back for the rest of your life. Wang Jinyang said lightly, "If you're not willing to be ordinary, then there will be many opportunities like this, so many that you'll be afraid. It's the same for any martial arts university. The ordinary ones are nameless. Of course, there's a guarantee of safety. Once they graduate, they usually have the strength of rank 1 or 2, go to a company or the government to do a clerical job, and you can also live a life of wealth. This is what many people pursue. I'm not willing to be mediocre. I want to stand out. I want to walk further on the path of martial arts. I want to become stronger. Then you better be prepared. Every year, there would be deaths in martial arts universities, and those who died were all elite students, not mediocre students. Martial artists must fight, and these people died on the path of fighting." Fong Ping smiled bitterly. "Even if I wanted to fight, I haven't entered a martial arts university yet. I've only just started cultivating combat techniques, so I don't have any actual combat experience. Brother Wang, aren't you being too ruthless? Experience doesn't come for free." Wang Jinyang coughed and thought to himself, "I'm doing this for your own good, lest you get too proud." Fong Ping was not entirely wrong. Experience did not come out of thin air. He hadn't spent much time practicing combat techniques, so he didn't usually have the chance to use them. At this time, There would naturally be many loopholes, but as long as one really experienced a few missions, they would quickly become proficient. In reality, Fong Ping's leg technique's foundational cultivation was passable. His combat strength was not too low because of his high vitality. Still, it was to avoid Fong Ping getting too proud. Of course, Wang Xingyang would not say this out loud. He said righteously, when you fight with the enemy, they won't give you the chance to practice your moves. Do you expect those slayers to feed you moves? It's better to put in more effort than to lose your life while carrying out a mission. Fong Ping was speechless. He thought about it carefully and found that it made sense. Seeing that Fong Ping had accepted his fate, Wang Xingyang regained his smile and said, "Of course, you're not too bad yourself. After all, you haven't been cultivating for long, and you've been practicing behind closed doors. The combat techniques test ends here, but your leg cultivation still went awry." Wang Xingyang gave him a few pointers, especially on the problem of his hands. Leg techniques never existed alone. The cultivation of leg techniques was to make the legs more lethal, but it did not mean that the hands were useless. Fong Ping had been misled. When he cultivated leg techniques, he had completely abandoned the instincts of his hands. Old Wang's pointers made Fong Ping realize his mistake, and he quickly thanked him. Nini, who was watching from the side, looked at Fong Ping sympathetically. She knew that he would be miserable, but she did not expect him to be so stupid. He had been beaten up by his senior, and he still thanked her. How stupid! Fong Ping did not know that he was being looked down upon. After the combat techniques test ended, they walked to the resting area and sat down. You still have your combat instincts. Once they sat down, Wang Xingyang first affirmed Fong Ping, then said, "No matter which martial arts university you apply for, with your talent, you'll definitely succeed very quickly. When your rank goes up, it means that you'll come into contact with more things. When that time comes, you'll have to face more dangers. At that time, actual combat will also become an essential subject. You're conflicted about whether to apply for the martial arts university in Nanjiang province or the Big Two in Magic City and Capital City. Am I right?" Fong Ping nodded. "The reason you're conflicted is because of Nanjiang's rewards this year. Without these rewards, people like you wouldn't hesitate at all. Or rather, no one would hesitate to choose the Big Two. Famous universities are famous because they're much better than normal martial arts universities." Fong Ping asked immediately, "Brother Wang, what's the difference between the two? And how big?" First, resources. Wang Xingyang went straight to the point. The Big Two are martial arts universities mainly supported by the government. The amount of resources and money allocated to them every year is astronomical. Not only that, but there are also many powerhouses and high-ranking officials from the Big Two. Some are businessmen, some are politicians, and some are in the military. These alumni will also support their alma mater after they become famous. Every year, a large amount of wealth flows from their hands and is returned to the school. Therefore, compared to Nanjiang Martial Arts University, the Big Two will have more resources. Let me give you an example. At Nanjiang Martial Arts University, when you break through from a potential martial artist to rank 1, you can apply for a rank 1 vitality pill. For free, you can apply for a rank 1 bone honing pill at half price. The market price of a rank 1 bone honing pill is 500,000. At half price, it's 250,000. Of course, you can use other methods to offset the money. Nanjiang Martial Arts University uses the GPA system. If you do well in exams, you'll be rewarded with merit points. If you cultivate quickly, you'll be rewarded with merit points too. In short, GPA can be used like money, but some resources can only be exchanged with GPA. Money may not be the same as GPA. Fong Ping understood this very well. This was a common model. This was not what Fong Ping was interested in. He asked quickly, "What about the Big Two?" Wang Jinyang chuckled. When a potential martial artist breaks through to rank 1, the bone honing pill and vitality pill are standard. Do you know what that means? All for free? That's right. Fong Ping was speechless when he heard that. They really are rich. The market price of a rank 1 vitality pill was 300,000. The market price of a rank 1 bone honing pill was 500,000. The total was 800,000. These full-time martial arts universities had more than 1,000 new students every year. If all of them were free, it would be equivalent to giving away more than 800 million in one go. Of course, that was the market price. The cost would not be that high. Nanjing Martial Arts University took 250,000. Even if they lost money, it would be a small loss. The students still had to bear about half of the cost. Magic City Martial Arts University and Capital City Martial Arts University were free. Fong Ping immediately realized the difference. Wang Jinyang laughed. This is just the beginning. After rank 1, schools like Nanjing Martial Arts University will exchange resources at 50% of the market price. For example, a normal vitality pill will cost us $50,000 or the corresponding GPA. There's a limit too. In Magic City Martial Arts University, a normal vitality pill only costs $30,000. Of course, there's a limit too. We exchange at 50%, while they exchange at 30%. Actually, that's half of the cost price. There's such a big difference, Fong Ping exclaimed again. A difference of 20% was not a small number. Martial artists' pills were frighteningly expensive. With such a big difference, it was too much of a bias. Wang Jinyang shrugged and said helplessly, martial arts universities have external businesses. There are martial arts training classes, normal businesses, and even pill manufacturing. The big two also have a hand in this. Other schools don't have this ability. Martial arts pill manufacturing is a real profiteering industry. At the same time, this is also a privilege of the government. Naturally, the big two can't compete with other schools if they have a hand in this. Say, under these circumstances, how expensive can the big two's pills be? The cost price we're talking about is the factory price. The cost price they're talking about is the actual cost of the materials. The big two were involved in pill manufacturing, and pills were one of the most important resources for martial arts cultivation. With this foundation, it was understandable that the big two's pills were cheap. Wang Jinyang did not elaborate on this and continued. Other than the difference in resources, there's also the difference in the strength of the instructors. To most people, there's no difference. The minimum requirement for Nanjing Martial Arts University's instructors is to be rank 3. Most of them are instructors for new students. Rank 4 instructors are responsible for guiding the cultivation of standard students. There are also some rank 5 instructors. These are the highest ranks of instructors in Nanjing Martial Arts University. Rank 6 instructors are all school leaders. They don't teach directly, and there are very few of them. Nanjing Martial Arts University's vice-chancellor is a rank 7 grandmaster. He's also a leading figure in Nanjing's martial arts world. Wang Jinyang said with a smile, no matter what rank the instructor is, it doesn't matter if you can only cultivate to rank 1 or 2 before you graduate. Even rank 3 doesn't make a difference. However, if you want to cultivate to rank 4 and become a middle-ranked martial artist, the instructor's guidance is very important. However, if you can really cultivate to rank 4, there will also be powerhouses to guide you. Wang Jinyang was talking about himself. As long as he achieved upper rank 3 and completed the honing of his torso, the vice-chancellor aside, a few rank 6 school leaders would definitely come forward to guide him. In this aspect, the big two are slightly better than normal schools. Their instructors are required to be at rank 4. Rank 5 and rank 6 instructors are not uncommon. Nanjing Martial Arts University currently only has one grandmaster level powerhouse. Magic City Martial Arts University has 4 grandmasters. Moreover, one of them is rank 8, maybe even rank 9 grandmaster. This is also their strong capital. You have to understand that many provinces' governors are not grandmasters. Some provinces' governors are even rank 5. Of course, there aren't many of them. Most of them are rank 6. Magic City and Capital City have so many high-ranked powerhouses. Their status is not comparable to that of normal schools. Resources, instructors, status. Fong Ping muttered. From the looks of it, the gap between famous schools and normal martial arts universities was huge. Wang Jinyang did not finish his sentence. He continued, the last point is the workload. Workload? Yes, for normal people, it doesn't matter how many missions a martial arts university has. Some students haven't carried out a mission for a few years in university. However, for elite students, it's necessary to carry out missions if they want to go further and obtain more wealth and resources. As for us, there are very few missions to choose from. For example, the mission to capture Huangbin was provided by Sun City. However, this kind of situation is rare. Nanjiang is more peaceful. Sometimes we face a lack of suitable missions. The big 2 are different. One is in Capital City, the other is in Magic City. There are so many missions that you can choose at will. The rewards are also much better. As long as you have the ability, you can exchange for everything you want. After he finished, Fong Ping said with some emotion, what you said in summary is that mediocre people are the same wherever they go. Outstanding people should go to the big 2. Is that what you mean? You can say that. Wang Jinyang laughed. If your vitality is around 130 calories, I really don't recommend you to go to the big 2. Mediocre people going to the big 2 is just a waste of time. However, you completed the twice honing in a very short time. Then I suggest you go to the big 2. It'll be better that way. It really did not matter where the week went, especially the students around 130 calories. They might as well go to Nanjiang Martial Arts University, where they would be more valued. However, Fong Ping's vitality was above 180 calories. He would become a rank 1 martial artist very soon. Rank 2 and rank 3 were not too far away. In normal martial arts universities, rank 3 was already the limit. There would be one in the middle ranks after a few years. That was why normal martial arts universities would not aim to teach middle-ranked martial artists. In the big 2, there would be some middle-ranked graduates every year. Wang Jinyang saw that he was deep in thought. He thought for a while and said, "Of course, I have to remind you that it's more dangerous. There are more missions in the big 2, which means that the chances of a life-and-death battle are higher. In the metropolis, some bandits don't commit crimes, but if they dare to stay in the metropolis after committing crimes, you can imagine that they're not weak." As he said that, Wang Jinyang added in his heart, Magic City and Capital City are one of the biggest catacombs. The catacombs are the riskiest. Those who were not rank 3 were not qualified to know about the catacombs. Wang Jinyang did not mention it to Fong Ping. As the gateway to the catacombs, once Magic City and Capital City students reached rank 3, they would be exposed to more catacombs missions. Unlike Nanjiang, which was not the entrance to the catacombs, Nanjiang students rarely participated in catacombs matters. Last time, the earthquake in Tianan province was obvious. The local authorities could not suppress it, so they asked for help. Magic City and Capital City rarely asked for outside help. It was usually handled by the local organizations. When there was a strange movement in the Magic City catacombs, more than 20 grandmasters were mobilized. It was obvious how dangerous it was. If Fong Ping had not achieved rank 3 in school, everything would be fine. Once he achieved rank 3, he would be qualified to participate, and the danger would increase. You choose for yourself. I can't give you more advice on this. After all, It's your choice. However, I still want to fight for Nanjiang Martial Arts University. With your current conditions, I can help you fight for free resources for those below rank 3. As the president of Nanjiang Martial Arts Society, Wang Jinyang finally made his offer. For those below rank 3, if a prospective martial artist broke through rank 1, a rank 1 to rank 2, and a rank 2 to rank 3, they would all be provided with free resources. After breaking through rank 3, the normal resources would be restored. This treatment was not bad. In reality, this was Wang Jinyang's offer, not the school. Nanjiang Martial Arts University would not make such a big offer. A martial artist breakthrough to rank 3 would require at least 10 million in resources. For a prospective martial artist, investing more than 10 million in one go was not worth it for normal martial arts universities. Old Wang was in charge of the Martial Arts Society. The Martial Arts Society could participate in the school's resource allocation. This was the back door he had opened for Fong Ping. This time, Fong Ping was really at a loss. If Old Wang did not say the last sentence, he would not be at a loss. However, he did. When Fong Ping thought about giving up 10 million in resources if he went to the Big Two, his heart ached terribly. Fong Ping's expression was complicated. After a long time, he said weakly, "If I go to the Big Two, will the province reward me with a few million as encouragement for the province's outstanding talents?" Ha ha. Chapter 78. Lao Wang smiled but did not answer. His answer was obviously no. Fong Ping pondered for a moment before asking his last question. "Brother Wang, you said that all resources below rank 3 will be provided. Can you provide them all at once?" "Impossible." Wang Jinyang shook his head and said, "Although it's for all, there's still a limit. It was impossible to get as many resources as you wanted. You could only supply resources according to the requirements of ordinary martial artists. In addition, if you are unable to break through in a realm and are unable to advance for a long time, this treatment may be cancelled." Fong Ping heaved a sigh of relief. Wang Jinyang chuckled. "You have a choice now?" "Something like that." Fong Ping sighed softly. "If Nanjiang Martial Arts University is willing to provide me with resources worth tens of millions in one go, then needless to say, I will choose Nanjiang Martial Arts University." What Fong Ping lacked was the accumulation in the early stages. In the later stages, when he had the strength and time, these would not be a problem. If Nanjiang Martial Arts University provided him with so many resources at once, his wealth would exceed 10 million, and he would have accumulated a large number of pills. In that case, there was no need for him to strive for anything in the early stages. He could just slowly grind his way up to rank 3. After rank 3, Fong Ping did not think that he would be the same as he was now. However, Nanjiang Martial Arts University could only supply them in batches. This was not in line with Fong Ping's original intentions. Since that was the case, 2 was naturally the better choice. Fong Ping actually felt that it was a pity. Old Wang had a lot of say in Nanjiang Martial Arts University. With Old Wang looking after him, it could save him a lot of trouble. Moreover, most of Wu Jihao and the others would be applying to Nanjiang Martial Arts University too. It would be livelier with more acquaintances. However, Fong Ping was tempted by the 2 major advantages. Fong Ping's dream of becoming a middleman had not been shattered. He might not have the chance to do this at Nanjiang Martial Arts University, but he might have a chance at the Big Two. As soon as Fong Ping said that, Wang Jinyang knew his choice. In fact, the fact that Wang Jinyang was able to point out the 2 advantages fairly also represented Wang Jinyang's own preference. The Big Two were more suitable for Fong Ping. The condition he offered was just to leave behind a promising talent for Nanjiang's local martial arts world. Now that Fong Ping had made his choice, Wang Jinyang did not try to persuade him otherwise. The path of martial arts depended on oneself. Sorcery or imperial capital? Let's go to Sorcery City. The business atmosphere is more important, while the political atmosphere in imperial capital is more important. Wang Jinyang nodded slightly. Magic City Martial Arts University is a good choice. The environment is fairer than Imperial City. Fang Ping was slightly puzzled. Wang Jinyang chuckled. To put it simply, there are more martial arts families and official families in Imperial City. There are more powerhouses there. Many of Capital City Martial Arts University instructors come from these families. Shanghai was different. It welcomed all kinds of people. For small fry like us, in Shanghai, there are some things that we can rely on our own hard work to achieve. In the imperial capital, there were many things that could be done with simple effort. A strong business atmosphere also means that there are more experts in business. Experts in business are generally easier to talk to. Fang Ping really wanted to say that he really did not know. However, when he thought about the ways of businessmen, perhaps it was just as Wang Jinyang had said. They would be easier to communicate with. Moreover, Magic City's strong business atmosphere meant that Fang Ping could do more. Seeing that Wang Jinyang was not displeased, Fang Ping breathed a sigh of relief and said apologetically, "Brother Wang, I didn't choose NMAU. I'm fine." Wang Jinyang didn't mind. He smiled and said, "It's normal for water to flow to higher places. If it were me, I would have also chosen the two big ones if I had met the two big ones. However, since you've chosen this path, then show some results. Don't embarrass me. As for me, I can be considered half a martial arts mentor to you. If you embarrass yourself, I'll embarrass myself too. Of course, in Magic City Martial Arts University, there's no need to mention me," Old Wang reminded him without batting an eyelid. At the beginning of this year, a certain someone had gone to Magic City Martial Arts University for a one-day trip. Old Wang did not bother with the juniors and seniors. The freshmen and sophomores, those below rank 2, were practically all defeated. It was not that Magic City Martial Arts University did not have rank 2 martial artists among the freshmen and sophomores. They even had rank 3 martial artists. However, Old Wang was only peak rank 1 back then. When normal martial arts university students came knocking, who would have the nerve to fight? After all, this was one of the 2 top martial arts institutions in Sino Nation. They all thought that any peak rank 1 martial artist would be enough to teach this guy a lesson. Naturally, the result was a tragedy. There was even a thrice-honed rank 1 martial artist who fought, but he was beaten until he doubted his life. In the end, it was still a rank 2 martial artist who fought and beat someone up. However, this time, Magic City Martial Arts University had lost a lot of face. Now, these people were all sophomores and juniors. Seniors rarely stayed on campus. These students were the mainstream of martial arts universities. Wang Jinyang was afraid that Fang Ping would cry if Fang Ping mentioned Old Wang. Of course, Wang Jinyang also thought that Fang Ping would not mention him. In his opinion, Fang Ping would not have much to do with Nanjiang after going to Magic City Martial Arts University. Wang Jinyang thought this way, but he did not know that Fang Ping had already used his tiger skin a few times. Going to Magic City might not bring up Wang Jinyang, but if there was, Fang Ping would not let it go. Fang Ping had made his choice. The purpose of this meeting was achieved. Before Wang Jinyang left, he thought for a while and said, "Cultivate well when you go to Magic City. Maybe we'll meet again soon." Fang Ping asked suspiciously, "You're going to Magic City to carry out a mission?" "Maybe." Wang Jinyang smiled, but did not say anything else. Going to Shanghai or the imperial capital to gain experience was something that many martial artists would do. However, as the president of Nanjiang Martial Arts Society and the representative of Nanjiang's martial arts students, if he went to Magic City, it would not just be a simple sightseeing. Governor General Zhang had broken through to rank 7 and wanted to revitalize Nanjiang's martial arts. Nanjiang would do a lot of things after this. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, Wang Jinyang would definitely be involved. Of course, Fang Ping was not qualified to participate in this at this time. Wang Jinyang left, and he left decisively. Fang Ping did not know if his choice was right or wrong, but going to Magic City Martial Arts University was a choice he had made after weighing the pros and cons. He could actually feel that Wang Jinyang still wanted him to go to Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Of course, old Wang did not say it out loud. He had made the conditions on behalf of the school and did not express his personal opinion. If old Wang really said that he wanted Fang Ping to go to Nanjiang Martial Arts University, even if Fang Ping hesitated, he would probably choose to stay. Just as Wang Jinyang said, he was half a mentor to Fang Ping. In Fang Ping's eyes, Wang Jinyang was more than half a mentor. His martial arts enlightenment was single-handedly taught by this rank 3 prodigy martial artist. Combat techniques, pole standing, and honing methods. These 3 were the entirety of his martial arts enlightenment, and all of them came from Wang Jinyang. Outside the gym, Nini listened to their conversation. Now that they had left the gym, the young lady could not help but ask in a low voice, "Why don't you let him go to NMU?" Wang Jinyang held her hand, smiling as they walked. "Why do you want him to go? Didn't you say you wanted to look for my dad? He's improved so fast, he can help you. This kind of thing can't be forced." Wang Jinyang shook his head and said softly, "He has his path, and I have mine. I'll look for the instructor. When the time is right, I'll find some helpers too. But that doesn't mean I'll force anyone to accept it. What I need are like-minded comrades, not martial arts prodigies who are unwilling to accept it. Moreover, the current him is still too weak." Having said that, Wang Jinyang lowered his head to look at Nini and said gently, "Don't worry, I'll definitely find the instructor." My dad, is he?" The little girl's eyes were a little red. Just because she was young did not mean she was stupid, nor did it mean she knew nothing. Her father had gone to Tiannan to carry out a mission. The students he had brought along had all returned, and so had the uncles who had gone with him. However, her father had not returned. Her uncles said that her father had simply gone missing. Her father's students said the same thing, and her mother had told her the same thing. However, could he really come back after going missing like that? The student her father was most proud of, the young man before her, had told her that he would definitely find her father. However, Nini knew that he was just comforting her. Her father, a rank 5, had gone missing. Could a rank 3 senior do it? When Nanjiang Martial Arts University's vice-chancellor, her amiable grandfather, had visited her and her mother at home, Nini had begged him to find her father. However, her amiable grandfather had brushed her off this time. Yes, brushed her off. The little girl was not stupid. Born into a family like this with a rank 5 father, the things she had experienced and the world she had seen were far beyond Fang Ping's. Whether he was speaking the truth or not, she could feel it. When she found out that Fang Ping had completed twice honing in 2 months and was even more talented than her senior, the little girl had actually hoped that her senior would ask him to keep him. She could see that the big brother just now trusted her senior. If her senior had asked, he could have kept him at Nanjiang Martial Arts University. It would not take long for him to break through to rank 3 or even rank 4. It was a pity that her senior did not do so. Wang Jinyang murmured, "Don't worry. Teacher will be fine. I just can't find him for now. When I break through to rank 4, I will look for him. If rank 4 isn't enough, then rank 5. If rank 5 was not enough, then Grandmaster." However, he could not say this. Grandmaster was too difficult. If he said it now, it would not help. Instead, it would make Nini feel even more hopeless. Only Grandmaster had hope? How long would that take? At that time, would he really be able to survive? Actually, most people had already made this judgment when Zhang Qingnan was trapped in the catacombs. Saying that he was missing was just to comfort a young girl. Fong Ping did not know about Wang Jinyang and Nini's conversation. He did not know about Zhang Qingnin either. He also did not know that the instructor with long limbs in the combat techniques video that he had cultivated was Zhang Qingnin. Since he had made his choice, Fong Ping did not think about Nanjiang's reward anymore. Every time he thought about it, about the wads of cash slipping away from his hands, Fong Ping still could not hide the pain in his heart. I hope Magic City Martial Arts University won't disappoint me, Fong Ping murmured. Then he calculated the current wealth in his hands. It was time to make a detailed plan during the holidays. After confirming where he would go to school, he should also think about how to not spend his money when he went to Magic City. The pills, cash, and wealth he had on hand might not last long. P.S. There are actually people fighting over the school they chose. How desperate. Would I put the first and second male students in the same school? Wouldn't that be stealing my limelight? Chapter 79. June 18th. Fill in the application form. It was only then that Fong Ping found out about Yang Jian and the others' results. Yang Jian did quite well in his cultural studies, but he did not reach the minimum standard of 605 points. He scored 597 points. This result was considered pretty good compared to Yang Jian's usual results. He was 8 points short, and his vitality was barely up to the mark. Nanjiang Martial Arts University's Yang Jian could not fill in the form. It was the same for Lu Ruoqi. She did quite well in the cultural class, scoring 653 points higher than Wu Zhihao by 8 points. Like Yang Jian, he was unable to enroll in Nanjiang's local martial arts university. Originally, the two of them would have been extremely disappointed in such a situation where they were just a little bit away from reaching the goal. However, when Fong Ping arrived at school, he did not see any disappointment on their faces. Instead, they were in a good mood. Without waiting for Fong Ping to ask, Yang Jian explained excitedly. When the results came out and I saw Nanjiang Martial Arts University's admission standards, I lost all hope. The difference of 8 points was simply asking for his life. I'm not even prepared to look at other schools because Nanjiang Martial Arts University used to have the lowest requirements when recruiting students in Nanjiang province. But then Ruoqi called me. Lu Ruoqi took the initiative to answer. She usually did not show any emotions on her face, but at that moment she also smiled. I called Yang Jian because I saw Tiannan Martial Arts University's recruitment notice. Tiannan Martial Arts University's enrollment this year was slightly lower than other schools. He could sign up as long as his vitality reached 115 calories, and he scored 595 marks in his cultural studies. I've just reached 115 calories, and my cultural studies grades are pretty good. If I apply to Tiannan Martial Arts University, I have a high chance of being accepted. Lu Ruoqi really couldn't stay calm at this time. As she spoke, she revealed a bright smile. This girl was not ugly. She trained all year round and had a good figure. When she smiled, the men beside her couldn't help but stare at her. When Lu Ruoqi sensed that the people around her had quietened down, she glanced at them and said, "That's enough." Wu Zhihao retracted his gaze and sighed. "You look good when you smile. If I had known it would be like this, I would have made the first move." Great, now those bastards from Tiannan Martial Arts University have it easy. There were not many girls in martial arts universities. Even if there were, most of them were average-looking. A girl who was really good at both the pen and the sword, and was also good-looking, this kind of resource was too hard to come by. In the past, Lu Ruoqi was a quiet person. It wasn't that no one had thought of hitting on her, but when they saw her personality, they all gave up. Who knew that now that the pressure in his heart was gone, the other party's personality had changed quite a bit. Unfortunately, everyone had graduated and immediately went their separate ways. It was not easy to have a long-distance relationship. As soon as Wu Zhihao finished speaking, Yang Jian smiled sheepishly and said, I've also signed up for Tiananmen Martial Arts University. Although my cultural studies are a little worse, only 2 marks higher, my vitality is higher by 1 calorie, so my chances are high too. I'll go to Tiananmen Martial Arts University to take care of Ruachi. MMP. Everyone present cursed in their hearts. They had forgotten about this matter. Lu Ruachi did not know whether to laugh or cry. She did not respond to Yang Jian's words. They were in a good mood, and Fong Ping was happy for them. Unexpectedly, at this moment, someone beside him frowned slightly and hesitated before saying, Ruachi, Yang Jian, Tiananmen Martial Arts University. The one who spoke was the boy who said that a martial arts university student from his maternal grandfather's house had died on the day the Gaokao ended. Seeing that everyone was looking at him, the boy thought for a moment and said, I've also seen Tiananmen Martial Arts University's enrollment expansion. You've seen the expansion, but you probably haven't seen any other news. What? Yang Jian asked hurriedly. He was only focused on laughing foolishly. Where would he have the time to see anything else? Tiananmen Martial Arts University's enrollment expansion this time and lowered their standards is said to be because of the earthquake from before. Tiananmen Martial Arts University organized student rescue teams. In the end, many students lost their lives in the earthquake. This is not the first time Tiananmen Martial Arts University has expanded their enrollment. Because of what happened before, I'm more concerned about these things. I often pay attention to the news of students dying in martial arts universities around the country. Tiananmen Martial Arts University is very dangerous. Every year, students die. 5 years ago, Tiananmen Martial Arts University also expanded their enrollment, once because too many students died. It's the same this year. As the boy spoke, he lowered his voice and said, I suspect that it's not just because of the training. There must be other risks that lead to such a high mortality rate. In short, Tiananmen Martial Arts University is much more dangerous than Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Other than Tiananmen Martial Arts University, a few other martial arts universities are the same. The mortality rate is very high. As soon as these words were said, the previously lively atmosphere quieted down in an instant. There were some things that people did not pay attention to. After all, these schools were too far away from them. Before this, everyone's attention was always on Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Furthermore, these news would not be announced through official announcements. They would only be spread through some small channels on the internet. Unless they were especially interested in this, most people would not pay attention to these things. This student called Lu Tao also paid attention to these news because something had happened to the people around him. Now that he knew that Lu Ruachi and Yang Jian were applying for Tiananmen Martial Arts University, although Lu Tao was a little hesitant, he still told them the news. Lu Tao, what other risks are you talking about? Wu Shihao asked hurriedly. He had a good relationship with a few martial science students in his class. Now that Lu Ruachi and Yang Jian had both applied to Tiananmen Martial Arts University, if it was really too dangerous, then they had to think carefully. Lu Tao shook his head and said, I'm just guessing. I don't really know if there are other situations. But in recent years, many students from Tiananmen Martial Arts University have died. Ruachi Yang Jian, before Wu Zhihao could finish, Lu Ruachi suddenly said, Don't try to persuade me. It's not easy for martial arts universities to expand their enrollment. I won't give up no matter how dangerous it is. Moreover, martial artists must fight. I can't just watch this opportunity disappear right in front of my eyes. Yang Jian, who was used to playing dumb, was now serious for once. He said in a low voice, Ruachi is right. The opportunity is right in front of us. If we don't seize it, we'll regret it for the rest of our lives. Fong Ping did not try to persuade him, but he had some other thoughts in mind. Was the high death rate in Tiananmen Martial Arts University because the missions were difficult, or because the students were weak, or were there lunatics like the ones who had attacked him before? When he was at the Department of Investigation Services in Auspicious Sun, he had heard from the people there that the base of those lunatics was not in Nanjing, but somewhere else. If their base was in Tiananmen, then the high death rate could be explained. The other martial arts universities with high death rates that Lu Tao mentioned might be in the same situation. According to Wang Jinyang, the Big Two were actually very dangerous. It was only because the students of the Big Two were strong, and so were the instructors and school leaders. Even if there were some dangers, they might be ignored or resolved. Lu Tao did not mention the Big Two. He did not know if the news was blocked, or if the death rate of the Big Two was not as high as the other martial arts universities. Seeing that the others had stopped talking, Fang Ping smiled and said, "Danger is everywhere, so don't worry too much. As long as you're strong enough, you can resolve any danger you encounter. So what we need to do is to keep improving ourselves so that we're strong enough to deal with these dangers." Lu Ruoqi and Yang Jian finally had a chance. How could they give it up? If it were Fang Ping, he would also grab at the last straw. He would not give up even if he saw someone die, let alone just hearing about it. Lu Tao did not say anything after hearing that. After all, these were only his guesses. Among the martial sciences candidates, Fang Ping's first choice was Magic City Martial Arts University, and his second choice was Nanjing Martial Arts University. Because of Wang Jinyang's reminder, Wu Zhihao applied for Nanjing Martial Arts University, and his second choice was a normal martial arts university in Magic City. Lu Ruoqi and Yang Jian applied for Tiananmen Martial Arts University, and their second choice was a liberal arts university. The others did not meet the requirements, so they applied for liberal arts universities. Fang Ping's deskmate, Chen Fan, did well this time. He scored 632 points, higher than Fang Ping by 5 points. His first choice was East Sino-Nation Normal University, and his second choice was Nanjing University. Both universities had martial sciences faculties. East Sino-Nation Normal University was also located in Magic City. Many students preferred universities in Magic City and Capital City. Lu Anhua, the homeroom teacher, was all smiles when he filled in his choice. He was in a normal class, but his results this year were shockingly good. Even he himself was shocked. Fang Ping applied for Magic City Martial Arts University, one of the top 2 martial arts institutions in Sino-Nation. Wu Zhihao applied for Nanjing Martial Arts University, and the other 2 applied for Tiananmen Martial Arts University. If they were all accepted, there would be 4 of them going to martial arts universities in one go. After all, there were only 5 martial arts university students in Sun City, number 1 high school last year. This year, however, class 4, a normal class might have 4 of them, and one of them was from the Big Two. How could Lu Anhua not be happy? The most famous student in number 1 high school, Zhou Bin, had no chance of getting into the Big Two because his vitality had not reached 130 calories, so he could only apply for other martial arts universities. Class 1's results were not as good as Class 4. Class 2 was still okay. Because of the Tan brothers, there were a few who could go to martial arts universities. If number 1 high school was lucky this year, there might be about 10 students who would go to martial arts universities. There might even be more than 10. Because of Tiananmen Martial Arts University's enrollment expansion, many students who did not meet the requirements applied for Tiananmen Martial Arts University. If the acceptance rate was higher, there might be 12 or 13 students. This would have been unimaginable in previous years. After filling in the choice, they could only wait for the notification. Now, however, they were very efficient. The results would usually be out by the end of June. Everyone had a wild party last time, so there was no need for a gathering this time. They agreed to exchange the news when the acceptance letter was out, and everyone went their separate ways. End of June. Fang Ping received the acceptance letter from Magic City Martial Arts University. Although he was a few points behind in general studies, his vitality was as high as 149 calories during the test, so Fong Ping was accepted. At the same time, Wu Zhihao and the others also had their own results. Wu Zhihao, the Tan brothers Zhou Bin, and Chen Jia all applied for Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Lu Ruoqi, Yang Jian, and 3 other students from other classes were accepted by Tiananmen Martial Arts University. This time, Tiananmen Martial Arts University accepted a lot of students, which was beyond Fong Ping's expectations. A total of 11 students from Sun City No. 1 High School were accepted into martial arts universities. The whole of Sun City was in an uproar. Other than Sun City No. 1 High School, there were also students from other schools who were accepted into martial arts universities. Among them, Nanjiang Martial Arts University and Tiananmen Martial Arts University had the most students, with a total of 8. In Sun City, a total of 19 students were accepted into martial arts universities in year 08. This was the highest number ever. Among them, Tiananmen Martial Arts University alone had accepted 8 people from Sun City. Otherwise, there would not be so many. Based on this ratio, Tiananmen Martial Arts University had accepted about 300 people from Nanjiang Province. There might be more nationwide, which surprised many people. When Fong Ping found out about this, he could not help but wonder if they were recruiting cannon fodder. Did Tiananmen Martial Arts University have the resources to cultivate so many students at once? Or could it be that the number of students who died in the earthquake was higher than what Lu Tao had said? If there were not so many deaths, how could they have recruited so many people? Fong Ping was puzzled. He secretly remembered the name Tiananmen Martial Arts University in his heart. After all, Lu Ruoqi and Yang Jian had been accepted. Chapter 80. Since the new book is on the shelves, I'll say a few words as per usual. Old Eagle is very miserable, very miserable. Recently, his whole body has been uncomfortable, and his head feels like it's going to split open. Toothache, headache, eye pain. Uncles, aunties, big brothers, big sisters, little brothers, and little sisters, please subscribe, or else I'll die. End of acting miserable. But my body really isn't feeling too well. Maybe it's because of my old age and the hot weather. Tomorrow at noon, I'll go on the shelves at least 3 chapters. I'll do my best. We're good at keeping up the pace. We should be able to keep updating, not procrastinating, and only updating. If a brother asks about adding chapters, I'll add 3 chapters for the alliance leader and 1 chapter for the sect leader. That's it for now. Friendly reminder, I might owe you for now, but I'll definitely pay you back. My body really isn't that good. I didn't act miserable this time. Yep, that's all. I hope that everyone can support me tomorrow. Those who have monthly votes, please vote. Chapter 81. Since Fong Ping had decided to go to Magic City earlier, the wedding banquet for the Gaokao was scheduled earlier. On the 6th, the 5th of July, Sun City Bus Station. Annie, Uncle, Fong Ping waved at Li Yuqin's family, who had just gotten off the bus. The Fong family's social structure was simple. His father was an only child, but he was not really an only child. Fong Ping had heard from his father that he had an older sister, but she died of illness when she was young. Fong Ping's grandparents did not have any more children. His mother only had 2 siblings. Li Yueying was the older sister, and Li Yuqin was the younger sister. The Li family was also Sun City locals, but Fong Ping's aunt had married into a neighboring city. His uncle's family was average, and everyone was busy making a living. Even if transportation was good, they would not see each other more than a few times a year. This time, his aunt's family had come because her nephew had gotten into a martial arts university, and it was Magic City Martial Arts University. This was even more joyous than a wedding. Li Yuqin had taken 3 days off to come 1 day early to help. Fong Ping waved his hand. Before Li Yuqin could respond, 2 teenagers shouted, "Brother Ping Ping, Sister Yuan Yuan, Fong Ping felt bad when he heard them call him that. Brother Ping was acceptable, Brother Fong was acceptable, and cousin was also acceptable. But they had to call him Brother Ping Ping, which made Fong Ping's heart clench. The ones who called him Brother Ping Ping were none other than his aunt's two children. The girl was Lu Wen, 1 year younger than Fong Yuan. She was 13 this year and had just finished her first year of junior high. The boy was Lu Wu, 12 years old, and would be entering junior high in the second half of the year. Although they did not see each other often, Fong Ping was the eldest in the family. Although he did not have much money in the past, he was not stingy with his money every time the two kids came over. He would buy food for them whenever he had some pocket money. They did not have many relatives, so their relationship was better. The siblings liked to pester Fong Ping every time they came. Of course, they liked it, but Fong Yuan did not. The two of them tried to steal her brother every time they came. The three of them were about the same age, so it was normal for them to fight. The two children were all smiles as they ran toward Fong Ping. Fong Ping hurried forward, while Fong Yuan followed behind him lazily. She seemed to be in low spirits. As soon as everyone met, Lu Wen and Lu Wu started chattering. Fong Ping smiled and nodded in response. Then he said to Fong Yuan, "You play with Wen Wen and Lil Wu. I'll talk to Annie and Uncle." Fong Yuan puffed up her cheeks. Even though she was a little unwilling, she still had to be polite since her aunt and her family were here as guests. The little girl reluctantly moved closer to her cousins and spoke before they could speak. "You're not allowed to call me Sister Yuan." Lu Wu had a confused look on his face as he asked, "Why, your sister Yuan? Anyway, you're not allowed to call me that. Otherwise, you can call me Big Sister. But that's how I call my sister. If I call you, won't it be messy?" Lu Wu looked like a tiger, but his logic was clear. If both of them called her sister, wouldn't it be a mess? Fong Yuan was speechless. She said in frustration, "Forget it. Just call me whatever you want." "Yeah, I knew it, Sister Yuan. Your face seems to have become rounder again." Before Lu Wu could finish, Fong Yuan covered his mouth and said angrily, "Don't say it." Sob, sob. Really, Lu Wen had entered junior high after all. Girls matured faster, so she knew what Fong Yuan meant. Still, she grinned and said, "Yes, I've become rounder. Sister Yuan, should we call me Sister Yuan next time?" "Lu Wen, I'm going to beat you up." Fong Yuan chased after Lu Wen angrily. Fong Ping's uncle, Lu Anhua, was all smiles when he saw the three kids playing around. Yuan, Wen, and Little Wu are still as close as ever. They haven't seen each other for a while, but they're so friendly the moment they see each other. Clearly, in the eyes of the adults, the kids playing around was a sign that they were close. Fong Yuan did not hear that, or she would have died of grievance. Who would be close to these two rascals, especially Lu Wen? Fong Yuan had long wanted to beat her until her face bloomed. Fong Ping could guess what Fong Yuan was thinking. He wanted to laugh, but he nodded anyway. "It's not bad. They're about the same age, after all." As he spoke, Fong Ping quickly took the bags from his uncle and said, "Uncle, Ani, I told you not to buy anything. Why did you bring so many things? My dad has quit smoking. It's a waste to buy them." "What do you know, kid?" Li Yuqin interrupted him rudely. "Your mom can really do it. She didn't even tell me that she's buying a house. She only said that she's buying a house when I'm coming." "What's wrong? Your aunt can't even afford a red packet." "Those are two different things. Buying a house is buying a house, and going to university is going to university. She's my only sister. If I'd known that she'd buy a house, I would have come the last time." Li Yuqin was not even 40 years old, but her words were quite fierce and tough. Fong Ping did not mind. His aunt had always been like that. He smiled when he heard that. "How could I not inform you when there's a happy occasion at home? Isn't this a reward from the city? When I got into a martial arts university, they just happened to be together. I knew you'd have a bright future. Ping Ping." Li Yuqin's face was full of confidence. She had said before that Fong Ping had a bright future and was destined to become a high-ranking official. Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. He did not want to hurt his aunt's feelings either. That was what she had said in his past life. In the end, he did not have a secure job even when he was 30 years old. Lu Anhua, who was standing beside him, smiled. Ping Ping has had a bright future since he was young. He knew that you got into a martial arts university, and the best one at that. When your aunt said that at the front door, the whole neighborhood was in an uproar. Now, when your aunt goes out, she raises her head higher than before. What nonsense are you talking about? Li Yuqin was displeased. Don't talk about me. Aren't you the same? When I passed by your factory, your manager saw me and kept asking me if my nephew got into a martial arts university. He was so attentive. If you didn't say it, how would your manager know? Lu Anhua was a little embarrassed. He laughed dryly and did not reply. Fong Ping laughed and quickly changed the topic. Aunt, uncle, let's go home first. We'll talk when we get there. All right, Wenwen, stop pestering your sister Yuan. Let's go. Lu Wen, who was not far away, was about to cry. Who was pestering Round Face? It was Round Face who did not want to give up. He wanted to chase after her and beat her up. What was with her mother's gaze? Putting aside the grudges between the kids, the bus stop was not too far from Scenic Lake Gardens. They walked and chatted and arrived at Scenic Lake Gardens in about 10 minutes. Fong Mingrong did not take the day off, so he was not at home. Li Yueying, on the other hand, was at home preparing lunch. When she saw her sister and brother-in-law enter, she quickly greeted them. Then she took out all the snacks she had confiscated from Fong Yuan and fed them to the kids. Fong Yuan's face turned green. Those are all mine. She had worked so hard to sell Fong Ping's autograph and earn some money, but now it was all going to benefit these two brats. Fong Ping's mother accompanied her aunt to look at the house while Fong Ping sat downstairs and watched the show. Fong Yuan's expression was extremely rich. One moment, her heart ached. The next, she remembered that these two brats were younger than her. She did not care if they ate. Besides, she did not know why, but she had lost her appetite since last night. However, when she remembered that she had bought them with her hard-earned money, she felt a little reluctant to give up. Seeing that Lu Wen and Lu Wu were eating happily, she wanted to eat some too. However, after chewing a few times, she did not want to swallow a chip. Tears welled up in Fong Yuan's eyes. Why is it like this? I obviously like to eat this kind of food the most. Fong Ping admired his sister's rich expression. He could not help but want to laugh, so he quickly went upstairs to look for his mother. Upstairs, Li Yuqin was sighing. When she saw Fong Ping come upstairs, she smiled brightly. Ping Ping has really made it big. He's only 18 years old, but he's already earned such a big house for his family. I heard that you went to Magic City Martial Arts University. Once you graduate and enter the government, you'll at least be a county director. Lu Anping immediately retorted, that's only for normal martial arts universities. Magic City Martial Arts University is the best university. He'll at least be a deputy commander. Really? Li Yuqin was not angry that her husband had refuted her. Instead, she was pleasantly surprised. I heard it from our manager. Lu Anhua did not know whether it was true or not, so he said it with a lack of confidence. Li Yueying, who was beside them, was also overjoyed. She quickly said, anything is fine. Let Ping Ping teach Little Wu in the future. Little Wu can also apply for a martial arts university. I think he's very strong. He'll definitely have no problem getting into a martial arts university. Sis, remember what you said. Li Yuqin said happily, let Ping Ping teach Little Wu. This child worships Ping Ping. The two sisters started chatting again. Fong Ping had no choice but to accompany his uncle. When it was time for lunch, Fong Ping could not hold it in anymore. He laughed until his stomach hurt. Fong Yuan stared at the table full of dishes. She had no appetite. Her mother, who was upstairs, did not know what was going on. She scolded, "You can't eat too many snacks. I only took them out because Wen and Little Wu were here. Give in to your siblings. Let them eat. You eat less." Fong Yuan felt wronged. "I only ate one chip. Okay? Mom, you can't bully me like that." When Fong Ping could not even hold his bowl anymore, Fong Yuan finally realized what was going on. She said pitifully, "Fong Ping, did you do this?" "Mom, Fong Ping is bullying me. I already said that he must be the one who hit my hunger acupoint. You still don't believe me." The adults did not believe her, but Lu Wu did not see his cousin eating snacks just now. His eyes lit up. He said hurriedly, "Sister Yuan, what's the hunger acupoint? Can you skip eating just because you ordered it? Can you order it for my sister? She's always stealing my food." "Lu Wu, shut up." Lu Wen scolded. She looked at Fong Ping fearfully. She was afraid that her cousin would hit her hunger acupoint. Fong Yuan did not steal their snacks this time. It was as if she was a completely different person. If her acupoint was hit by her cousin, she would end up like Fong Yuan. It would be too tragic. The little fellows all believed it, but Li Yuang obviously did not believe it. Li Yuqin was skeptical, but when she saw her nephew shake his head, she did not believe him anymore. Now, everyone was convinced that Fong Yuan had lost her appetite because she had eaten too many snacks. Fong Yuan, on the other hand, looked at the table full of dishes in despair. She glared at Fong Ping indignantly. It was fine if it happened once, but it happened twice. Chapter 82. Fong Ping ignored Fong Yuan's resentment. He was doing it for his sister's sake. The blood and qi replenishing pills were good. Could normal people eat them? This was his concern for his sister, so Fong Ping did not feel guilty at all. The girl should be grateful to him for knowing the inside story. Fong Yuan's distress aside, Fong Ping was soon troubled as well. Lu Wen was fine, but Lu Wu kept pestering him to teach him martial arts such as sealing points. "Brother Ping Ping, how do I seal the not hungry point? Can I really not eat after I seal it? Like Sister Yuan? I really want to do it for my sister. Brother Ping Ping, why don't you teach me?" This brat kept asking questions, even in front of Fong Yuan. Did he not see the girl's face turning green again? In the end, he wanted to let the child experience the not hungry point. Fong Ping broke a blood and qi replenishing pill into two pieces. Lu Wen and Lu Wu ate half of it without noticing. When night fell, there were two more people in the audience. The three children stared at each other. None of them wanted to eat. At that moment, Li Yuang and the others noticed that something was wrong. One was fine, but three gluttons who could usually finish a table full of dishes refused to eat. Everyone looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping said perfunctorily, "I'm just helping them build their foundation. It's fine." "Fong Ping, it's really you." Fong Yuan finally cleared her name. She looked at her mother with an aggrieved expression. "Mom, I've told you so many times, but you don't believe me. Listen, it's Fong Ping who did it." Lu Wen was also terrified. "Brother Ping Ping, I won't eat snacks next time. Can you release my not hungry point?" "Me too," Lu Wu added hurriedly, afraid that Fong Ping would forget him. The children were anxious. If they did not want to eat in the future, what fun would there be in life? Fong Mingrong looked at Fong Ping inquiringly. Fong Ping chuckled. "It's really fine. I'll be fine in a day or two. I don't eat because my vitality is full and I don't have an appetite. It's good to train and digest it." Now that Fong Ping had been admitted to Magic City Martial Arts University, even if he was still a junior, his words held authority in the eyes of the two families. Since he said so, it must be fine. Moreover, they were his younger siblings. Fong Ping had no reason to harm them. This time, the four elders didn't care anymore and let them be. Ignoring the dissatisfaction of the little fellows, everyone continued to eat and drink, as if they didn't see anything. After dinner, Fong Ping sent the 3 little ones to the gym to train. To put it nicely, it was to unseal their pressure points. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was discussing with his parents and uncle about treating them to dinner the next day. Fong Mingrong appeared a little uneasy. He consulted his son and said, "When Chief Tan left today, he said that he would come tomorrow." "Ping Ping, do you think Chief Tan is not satisfied? I didn't invite him, but he took the initiative and said no." Fong Ping smiled and comforted him. "Courtesy demands reciprocity. When Tan Tao and the others are holding a banquet, we'll go too. Brother-in-law, the director Tan you mentioned, is he the director of your Ministry of Education?" Lu Anhua could not help but ask. During the meal, Lu Anhua found out that his brother-in-law was no longer working at the ceramics factory. He had gone to the Education Bureau to be a guard. It sounded like the security wasn't that great, and some people felt that their social status was too low. But this was not a factory guard. He was a guard from the Education Bureau. Lu Anhua was extremely envious. Now that he heard that even the bureau chief would be attending the wedding banquet, he was even more envious. Fong Mingrong explained, "It's the deputy bureau chief." Ping Ping asked Bureau Chief Tan for help, so I went to the Education Bureau to be a guard. Ping Ping is amazing. He even has connections with the director of the Ministry of Education. Lu Anhua sighed again. Having a promising son and daughter was more useful than working hard for a lifetime. And Hua, Wan, and little Wu will also have to walk the path of martial sciences in the future. Fong Mingrong said emotionally, "My family wasn't well-to-do before, and Ping Ping almost held me back. It was this child who requested to take the martial sciences exam himself, and that's why I'm where I am now. If there's any trouble at home, your sister and I are living a much better life now. If there's anything, just say it. Your sister only has Yuqin, and I don't have any siblings. Don't treat yourselves as outsiders." The brothers-in-law had a good relationship with each other. Their statuses were similar, and neither of them looked down on the other. Fong Mingrong didn't have any siblings, and Li Yuqin was a woman, so she could only argue with Lu Anhua. Fong Ping was happy to see that his family was getting along well. Sometimes, family matters were more difficult to deal with than outside matters. If there were more useless relatives, it would be troublesome. Everyone chatted until late at night. Fong Yuan and the other 2 were arranged to stay in a room. When Fong Ping woke up that night, he went into Fong Yuan's room to take a look. The girl might have been dreaming. She seemed to have said something. Fong Ping did not hear it clearly, but he guessed that it was something along the lines of unsealing my acupuncture point. Fong Ping wanted to laugh, but he felt a little regretful. He would be going to university soon, and he would not have many chances to enjoy such relaxation. Wang Jinyang's and Lu Tao's words echoed in his mind from time to time. The more outstanding one was, the more dangerous it was. Every year, many elite students from martial arts universities across the country lost their lives. Fong Ping did not know if that day would come for him. Fong Ping did not think he could not reach rank 3. What kind of danger was it that even someone like Wang Jinyang would change his tone when he talked about it? Also, although Fong Ping did not mention the group of lunatics from last time, it did not mean that the matter was over. Would he meet them when he went to Magic City? Mediocre people did not have to worry about such things. Fong Ping was not willing to be mediocre, though. He had to control his own fate. "I don't know if teaching you martial arts is the right thing to do," Fong Ping muttered in a low voice. He had taught her square stance and fed her blood and chi-replenishing pills. His intentions were clear. He hoped that the girl could become a martial artist. Was that really okay? Fortunately, Fong Yuan was still young. There was still time. Maybe everything would be different in a few years. The next day, Fong Ping's Gaokao banquet was held at Sun City Hotel. Many people came to the banquet. Some he knew and some he did not. Tan Jinping brought Tan Tao and Tan Hao along. Wu Zhihao's father brought Wu Zhihao along. High school teachers, his father's former colleagues and boss, his mother's employer. Even many people from the Department of Education were there. Fong Mingrong was only a doorman. If a normal doorman had a happy event, they would definitely not come. However, Fong Mingrong had a son who had gotten into Magic City Martial Arts University, so he was not a normal doorman. Almost everyone who knew the news was there. Tan Jinping was not only there to attend the banquet. He had also brought a reward from the city as Sun City's martial sciences champion this year, and the only student accepted by the Big Two. Sun City's Department of Education had given him a reward of 100,000. Although no one from Auspicious Sun came, Tan Jinping said that Director Jean had called and asked Tan Jinping to congratulate him. He had also asked Tan Jinping to send a red packet. Fong Ping did not know if it was Jean Kemming's idea or Tan Jinping's, but he still accepted the red packet. In the end, when the banquet was over, Fong Ping sent Tan Jinping out. When they left the hotel, the two of them had a tacit understanding. Fong Ping smiled and asked Tan Jinping, "Take care of your parents." Tan Jinping agreed readily. He also pointed at the Tan brothers not far away and asked Fong Ping to take care of them. Asking Fong Ping to take care of them was fake, but asking Old Wang to take care of them was real. Fong Ping had gone to Magic City Martial Arts University, but Wang Jinyang was still at Nanjiang Martial Arts University. He was the president of Nanjiang Martial Arts Society. If Wang Jinyang took care of them, the two sons would have a much better life. In exchange, he would also take care of Fong Ping's parents. In Sun City, Tan Jinping still had some influence. As long as he did not offend a few people, he could settle the rest. As for the few people he really could not afford to offend, they would not cause trouble for two normal people because Fong Ping was a Magic City Martial Arts University student. The banquet ended. Tan Jinping got into his car and looked at his honest eldest son. He sighed softly. Birds of a feather really do flock together. Although his two sons had been admitted to martial arts universities and were about to become martial arts university students, compared to Fong Ping, their ways of dealing with people were much worse. Fong Ping was smart and knew when to give up. From the conditions he had given Jean Kemming, it could be seen that he was quite good at judging the situation. Taking benefits from others did not make him unhappy. Instead, Director Jean was somewhat grateful to Fong Ping. The red packet this time was indeed ordered by Jean Kemming. This was what he was capable of. Fong Ping understood what he meant before he even opened his mouth. Asking him to take care of his parents was just giving him a way out. Fong Ping was a Magic City Martial Arts University student who would be stupid enough to cause trouble for his parents. On the other hand, Tan Jinping, a rank 1 martial artist, did not have the face to ask a rank 3 martial artist to take care of his son. Wang Jinyang and Fong Ping's good relationship might not be purely because of talent. There were many geniuses. Although Fong Ping was good, there were also martial arts candidates. Wang Jinyang was also a genius. So why would he look at Fong Ping in a different light? If Fong Ping only had talent, Wang Jinyang might not have crossed paths with him. Also, as the leader of the Education Bureau and a higher up in the city, Tan Jinping vaguely knew something. Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang had crossed paths when Wang Jinyang returned to Sun City to arrest Wang Bin. Later, information showed that Wang Bin happened to be renting a room above Fong Ping's house. Wang Jinyang, who had returned from the Tsang Mountains without any success, suddenly brought Wang Bin's corpse to the Department of Investigation Services. After the autopsy, although Wang Bin had died from a heavy blow, there were still many minor injuries and signs that he had taken drugs. Did Wang Jinyang need to do this to deal with Wang Bin? Who else could it be other than Wang Jinyang? Tan Jinping did not think too much about it, and the Department of Investigation Services did not pursue the matter. The thought would not disappear completely, though. Huang Bin, a peak rank 2 martial artist, died at the hands of a kid who's not even a martial artist. Wang Jinyang wiped the traces after the incident. Huang Bin's belongings were divided between the two of them. Wang Jinyang didn't provide Fang Ping's cultivation resources as a peak aspiring martial artist. Wang Jinyang didn't even have enough for himself. When all of this was strung together, some things became very clear. Although Fang Ping appeared harmless, he was also a ruthless fellow. He did not lack intelligence and was experienced. This kind of person might not be any worse than Wang Jinyang. Fang Ping, who had entered Magic City Martial Arts University, might even do better than Wang Jinyang. With these messy thoughts in mind, Tan Jinping sighed and suddenly said, Tao, you should interact more with this classmate of yours. Tan Hao and Tan Tao nodded hurriedly. They knew it even if their father did not say it. Fang Ping did not know what Tan Jinping was thinking. Fang Ping was not surprised that someone had guessed Wang Bin's identity. If he was a nobody, of course, it would not be exposed. However, he had been admitted to a martial arts university and appeared to be close to Wang Jinyang. It was easy to guess what had happened. Right now, Fang Ping was not worried about people finding out. One was the president of NMU Martial Arts Society and a rank 3 martial artist. The other was a Magic City Martial Arts University freshman who was close to the martial artist realm. Sun City aside, even if Auspicious Sun knew that they had pocketed Huang Bin's belongings, they would not say anything. As for the victims who had been robbed by Huang Bin, some of them had died, and those who were not did not need to be bothered. The pills and resources that Huang Bin had robbed were obtained through illegal means. It was fine to do it in the dark, but it could not be made public. Those people did not dare to say anything. They had to swallow their bitterness. In July, Fang Ping attended a few of his classmates' wedding banquets, one after another. Other than that, Fang Ping cultivated on his own and guided his sister in her cultivation. Fang Yuan finally knew why she did not eat. Fang Ping did not plan to keep the blood and qi replenishing pills a secret. After he left, he still had to let his sister use the remaining blood and qi replenishing pills. If he did not make things clear, the girl would easily get into trouble if she took them carelessly. When she found out that it was because of the blood and qi replenishing pills, Fang Yuan's gaze was so complicated that it could kill. On one hand, she had found the culprit who had caused her to not eat. On the other hand, Fang Ping had given her such expensive pills. It was such a waste. Fang Ping had tricked her into eating pills that cost tens of thousands of yuan each. When she thought about how Fang Ping had given Lu Wen and Lu Wu each a blood and qi replenishing pill before they left, Fang Yuan wanted to barge into her aunt's house and snatch the pills back. Fang Ping spent July with Fang Yuan's nagging. At the end of July, Fang Ping was about to set off. He wanted to go to Magic City in advance to find ways to earn money and familiarize himself with the situation. At the train station, before he left, Fang Yuan cried her heart out. She usually called him Fang Ping, but that did not mean she hated her brother. Her lack of respect was a sign of intimacy. Fang Ping would leave good food for her to eat, let her play with the fun stuff first, and when someone bullied him, Fang Ping would beat them up indignantly. Fang Ping tricked her into eating pills that cost tens of thousands of yuan each, treating them like chocolate beans. Now that Fang Ping was going to Magic City, he might not come back for months. His classmates said that martial arts university students were very busy. They might not even be able to go home during the winter and summer holidays. Fang Yuan, who had never been apart from Fang Ping since they were young, missed him terribly when he took his exams for more than 10 days. Now he would be gone for months. When Fang Yuan sent him to the train station, her eyes were swollen from crying. She grabbed Fang Ping's shirt and refused to let go. Finally, after Fang Ping made countless promises and his parents dissuaded her, Fang Yuan reluctantly let go. When Fang Ping got into the car, the girl choked. Remember to go home during the holidays and call me. Tell me when you find a girlfriend. Fong Ping pinched her face hard. For the first time, Fong Yuan wished that her brother could pinch her face a little longer. I'm leaving. Be a good girl at home. Fong Ping waved his hand and said goodbye to his parents. Under their worried and reluctant gazes, he stepped into the car. Fong Ping, take care of yourself, the little girl shouted loudly, tears streaming down her cheeks uncontrollably. Chapter 83. Magic City was huge. Of course, the area under Magic City's jurisdiction was not that big. It was much smaller than the area under River City's jurisdiction. The reason why it created such a huge illusion was because there were too many buildings and too many people. A car ride could make you dizzy. Here, taking a subway or taking a bus could take up to a few hours. A small city like Sun City would not have such an illusion. It went straight, and the car was fast. Taking Sun City's bus for the same distance could save more than half the time. From the train station to Magic City Martial Arts University, Fong Ping changed trains twice and took a bus once before he reached Magic City Martial Arts University. It took Fong Ping more than 2 hours to travel a distance of less than 40 kilometers. It was different from the administrative divisions that Fong Ping knew. Maybe martial artists were more efficient in management. Magic City's administrative divisions were not that many, and they were not that complicated. The entire Magic City area was divided into 6 districts. The north was the North Stability District. The west was the West District. The south was the South Contribution District. The east was the East Pudong District. There was also the Business District in the middle, Wanhui District. There was also the seashore area in the southeast, which was specially divided into a university town. Magic City Martial Arts University was located in the university town. In other words, other than a few liberal arts schools, all martial arts schools in Magic City were concentrated in the university town. The university town was also huge. It occupied almost all of the Nanhui district in Fong Ping's memory. The entire university town occupied almost 800 square kilometers. Magic City Martial Arts University, on the other hand, was the best institution in the university city. As the most prestigious institution, the school's land area was shocking, not to mention its results. 30,000 mu. This was the information Fong Ping found online. 30,000 mu, 20 square kilometers. This was Magic City Martial Arts University. A school with students, teachers, family members, and staff only had a population of about 10,000. Each person occupied 2,000 square meters. When Fong Ping got off the bus, his first feeling was shock. He had seen many schools. He had also been to many universities. However, Magic City Martial Arts University's main gate was almost 100 meters wide. Was this still a gate? A family sedan could fit 50 cars side by side. Do martial arts university students drive aircraft carriers? Standing in front of the school gate, Fong Ping could not help but mutter. 100 meters wide gate was not impossible to drive an aircraft carrier. Fong Ping could not understand Magic City Martial Arts University's aesthetic standards. However, the school was large. It was not completely unacceptable to have such a gate. With a gate that was 100 meters wide, its height was naturally not low either. The gate was at least 10 meters tall. Above the gatehouse, for words were carved in flamboyant calligraphy, Magic City Martial Arts University. The words were also huge. Fong Ping felt like he was a dwarf in a country of giants. Standing in front of such a school's gate, one would involuntarily feel a sense of insignificance. Just as Fong Ping was in a daze, someone behind him said with a chuckle, shocked. Fong Ping had sensed someone behind him earlier, but he did not pay much attention to it. At this moment, it was not that there was no one at the entrance of Magic City Martial Arts University. Many people regretted coming to Magic City, but not visiting Magic City Martial Arts University. Even if they couldn't enter, it didn't stop them from admiring the most prestigious institution in China. Just by looking at the school gate, many people felt that this trip was not in vain. Fong Ping turned his head around and saw a young man about his age standing behind him on his left, different from Wang Jinyang's calm smile. The young man's was a little flamboyant and cynical. What caught Fong Ping's attention was not his face or his smile, but the sheathless Changdao in his hand. What caught Fong Ping's attention was not his face or his smile, but the sheathless Changdao in the young man's hand. The dark-colored blade made people involuntarily feel a sense of coldness. This made Fong Ping feel a little out of place. A modern youth wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants was holding a broadsword, more than a meter long, in his hand. Seeing Fong Ping look at the Changdao in his hand, the young man suddenly waved it and laughed. Scared, Fong Ping frowned slightly and did not reply. He did not know the person in front of him. He was just looking at the school gate. Who knew if talking to him would cause trouble? The young man did not mind. Seeing Fong Ping's indifference, he leveled the Changdao with the blade, facing the ground. Then he laughed. Freshman? Yes, I thought so. Dragging his suitcase and standing at the gate like he's never seen the world. He's most likely a freshman. And a Magic City Martial Arts University freshman, right? The young man seemed pleased with himself, proud of his deduction. Fong Ping was speechless. Judging from his tone and words, he was not here to cause trouble. After some thought, Fong Ping said calmly, "My vitality is more than 180 calories. It shouldn't be hard for you to guess that I'm a Magic City Martial Arts University freshman, right?" "Ha ha, that's true." The young man laughed. "The other martial arts universities can't compare to MCMU. A twice-honed freshman can only come to MCMU. Believe me, you've made the right choice." The young man was strong and had good eyesight to be able to tell that Fong Ping was twice-honed and not a rank 1 martial artist. A twice-honed prospective martial artist vitality was not much different from a beginner rank 1 martial artist's. Fong Ping usually judged others by their vitality. It was the same at the train station. The young man in front of him did not just look at vitality. This made Fong Ping curious, but he did not ask, "May I know who you are, senior?" Fong Ping saw that although his tone was arrogant, it was not too annoying. Plus, he knew nothing about Magic City Martial Arts University, so he started to strike up a conversation. Magic City Martial Arts University, School of Weaponry, third-year student Qin Fengqing. Qin Fengqing introduced himself and asked, "What about you?" "Fong Ping, first year." "You're early?" "I'm here to see in advance. I've always wanted to go to a martial arts university." "That's true, but it's rare to come a month early. Admission hasn't started yet, so I might not be able to arrange accommodation for you." Qin Fengqing said casually and returned to the previous topic. "Do you feel very small when you see the school gate?" "A little." "That's right. When MCMU was built, it was built this way so that students could learn to recognize themselves. We're small. This is just a school gate. If we feel small when we stand in front of the gate, what about when we enter? The world behind the gate is bigger, more dangerous, and more interesting." His words seemed to have a hidden meaning. Fong Ping remembered it, but did not ask. Instead, he asked about a topic he was interested in. "Senior, you didn't go home for the summer?" "Go home?" Qin Fengqing laughed. "Now that you've become a martial artist, you should be prepared to be away from your family for a long time. Time is precious, but school time is even more so. There's no holiday here. If you don't want to fall behind, you have to work hard, even harder. In school, you still have the school support and resources. Once you graduate, you'll have to rely on yourself. That's why you can't slack off at any time in a martial arts university. Junior, this is the first lesson I'm teaching you. Time, especially school time, is very precious. Don't waste your next 4 years of golden time. Thank you for the reminder, Senior. Fong Ping thanked him and asked curiously, Senior Qin, did you just come back from outside the university? Yes, I just came back from a trip. I happened to see a cute new student, so I chatted a little to relax. Too bad it's not a girl. Qin Fengqing spoke bluntly, sighing with regret. If it was a female junior, he could make himself look more handsome. Of course, the prerequisite was that the female junior had to be good-looking. Magic City Martial Arts University was huge, but there were not many students. There were only about 1,000 students in each batch, about 6,000 students. 80% of them were men, and only 20% were women. Among the 1,000 or so girls, less than a third of them were good-looking. Among this third, there were seniors who were often not in school. Some of them were taken, and some of them were on missions outside all year round. The number of girls who stayed in school who passed the test was very few. Everyone said that Magic City was full of beautiful girls, but Qin Fengqing felt that he had almost given up on women. Fortunately, new students were about to enter school. He wondered if there were any beautiful female juniors he could admire in this batch. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. With your strength, I don't think you'll be short of women. Of course, Qin Fengqing laughed. Also, you're wrong. I don't rely on my strength. I rely on my face. Cough, stop coughing. I'm serious. Qin Fengqing said seriously. In terms of strength, MCMU students are all very strong. However, most of them look ugly, so we rarely rely on our strength to pick up girls. We rely on our faces. Senior Qin, you're really handsome. Fong Ping flattered him shamelessly. This senior was very strong. Fong Ping could not tell how strong he was. It was similar to facing Wang Jinyang. He was either rank 2 or rank 3. Also, because the saber in his hand was unsheathed, Fong Ping could tell that it was not a saber for decoration, but a real weapon for combat. Qin Fengqing heard that and laughed. You have a good eye. Interesting. In the past, there were more hotheads among the new students. They think they're so great just because they're the top scorer in the city or province. When they enter MCMU, they'll understand that seniors are to be respected. They can't pick up senior sisters either. Only junior sisters belong to seniors. Cough, cough, Fong Ping choked. He could not help but laugh. Senior Qin, you're very funny. I didn't expect to meet you on my first visit to Magic City Martial Arts University. It's an honor. It's not funny, it's the truth. Qin Fengqing laughed. He took out his phone and looked at the time. He said, when I meet a newcomer like you, as a senior, I should bring you around to familiarize you with the environment. However, I still have to submit my mission. I don't have time to accompany you. Go to the school reception yourself. Although you came early, the school probably won't mind this little trouble. See if they can let you check in early. All right, I'm leaving. We'll talk again when we have the chance. There were not many students in MCMAU. It was not like they would not meet again. Of course, it was fine if they did not meet again. He was not a beauty, so Qin Fengqing was not in the mood to leave his phone number. Fong Ping was not dissatisfied. He was not your father. Why would he not do something proper to help you? At least Qin Fengqing had given him some useful information. He could go to the reception and have a look. Fong Ping did not care whether he stayed in school or not. However, going to Magic City Martial Arts University could satisfy his curiosity in advance. Also, he had met a strong senior as soon as he arrived at Magic City Martial Arts University. This made Fong Ping even more interested in Magic City Martial Arts University. Wang Jinyang, a rank 3 martial artist, could carry the fort at Nanjiang Martial Arts University. What about Qin Fengqing? He was either a rank 2 or a rank 3. Either way, he was much stronger than Fong Ping. Fong Ping had no way of knowing his status in the school. However, Fong Ping did not think that any random MCMAU student he met was a big shot. He might be at the bottom. Qin Fengqing, who had already entered the school, had an urge to sneeze. He rubbed his nose and mumbled. That guy's accent sounded familiar. Where did he get his accent from? He thought about it, but could not figure it out. Qin Fengqing did not dwell on it. As for Fong Ping, he was just a passerby. He had met him coincidentally on his way back to school. They had chatted casually. Who cared where he was from? Holding a saber in one hand and a heavy bag in the other, Qin Fengqing said contentedly, I should be able to finish honing my torso with some bone-honing pills this time. When I'm done honing my torso, I'll level Nanjiang Martial Arts University. Nanjiang. Chapter 84. Magic City was huge. Of course, the area under Magic City's jurisdiction was not that big. It was much smaller than the area under River City's jurisdiction. The reason why it created such a huge illusion was because there were too many buildings and too many people. A car ride could make you dizzy. Here, taking a subway or taking a bus could take up to a few hours. A small city like Sun City would not have such an illusion. It went straight, and the car was fast. Taking Sun City's bus for the same distance could save more than half the time. From the train station to Magic City Martial Arts University, Fong Ping changed trains twice and took a bus once before he reached Magic City Martial Arts University. The straight distance was less than 40 kilometers, but Fong Ping spent more than 2 hours. This was different from the administrative divisions that Fong Ping knew. Perhaps martial artists were more efficient in management. Magic City's administrative divisions were not that many, and they were not that complicated. The entire Magic City's jurisdiction was divided into 6 districts. To the north was the North Stability District. To the west was the West District. To the south was the South Contribution District. To the east was the East Pudong District. There was also the Business District in the middle, Wanhui District. There was also the University Town in the southeast, which was specially divided as a separate administrative division. Magic City Martial Arts University was located in the University Town. In other words, other than a few liberal arts schools, all martial arts schools in Magic City were concentrated in the University Town. The University Town was also very large, occupying almost all of the Nanhui District's territory in Fong Ping's memory. The entire University Town occupied close to 800 square kilometers. Magic City Martial Arts University was the University Town's most prestigious institution, second to none. As the most prestigious institution, the school's land area was shocking, not to mention its results. 30,000 mu. This was the information Fong Ping found online. 30,000 mu, 20 square kilometers. This was Magic City Martial Arts University. A school with students, teachers, family members, and staff only had a population of 10,000, and each person occupied 2,000 square meters. When Fong Ping got off the bus, his first feeling was shock. He had seen many schools. He had also been to many universities. However, Magic City Martial Arts University's main gate was close to 100 meters wide. Was this still a gate? A family sedan could fit 50 cars side by side. Do Martial Arts University students drive aircraft carriers? Standing in front of the school gate, Fong Ping could not help but mutter. With a width of 100 meters, it was not impossible to drive an aircraft carrier. Fong Ping could not understand Magic City Martial Arts University's aesthetic standards for such a wide door. However, the school was large, so opening such a gate wasn't completely unacceptable. With a gate that was 100 meters wide, its height was naturally not low either. The gate was at least 10 meters tall. Above the gatehouse, for words were carved in flamboyant calligraphy, Magic City Martial Arts University. The font was huge, too. This made Fong Ping feel like he was a dwarf in the giant nation. Standing in front of such a school gate, one could not help but feel small. Just as Fong Ping was in a daze, someone behind him said with a laugh, "Shocked, right?" Fong Ping had sensed someone behind him earlier, but he did not pay much attention to it. At this moment, it was not that there was no one at the entrance of Magic City Martial Arts University. In fact, there were quite a few of them. Many people regretted coming to Magic City, but not visiting Magic City Martial Arts University. Even if they couldn't enter, it didn't stop them from admiring the most prestigious institution in China. Just by looking at the school gate, many people felt that this trip was not in vain. Fong Ping turned his head and saw a young man about his age standing behind him on his left. The young man had delicate features, slightly long hair, and a smile on his face. Unlike Wang Jinyang's carefree smile, the young man's smile was a little flamboyant, a little cynical. What caught Fong Ping's attention was neither his appearance nor his smile, but the sheathless Chongdao in the young man's hand. The dark-colored blade made people involuntarily feel a sense of coldness. This made Fong Ping feel a little out of place. A modern young man in a t-shirt and sweatpants was holding a Chongdao more than a meter long in his hand. Seeing that Fong Ping was looking at the Chongdao in his hand, the young man suddenly brandished it and laughed. "Are you afraid?" Fong Ping frowned slightly and did not reply. He did not know the person in front of him. He was just here to look at the school gate. Who knew if talking to him would cause trouble? The young man did not mind. Seeing that Fong Ping was unmoved, he casually leveled the Chongdao, the blade facing the ground. Then he laughed. "Freshman? Yes, I'm guessing." Dragging a suitcase, standing at the gate in a daze. As if he's never seen the world before, he's most likely a freshman. And a Magic City Martial Arts University freshman, right? The young man seemed a little pleased with himself, proud of his deduction. Fong Ping was a little speechless. Judging from his tone and words, he was not looking for trouble. After some thought, Fong Ping said calmly, "My vitality is more than 180 calories. It shouldn't be hard to guess that I'm a Magic City Martial Arts University freshman, right?" "Haha, that's true." The young man suddenly laughed. "How can the other martial arts universities compare to MCMU? A twice-honed freshman can only come to MCMU. Believe me, you've made the right choice." The young man was strong and had good eyesight to be able to tell that Fong Ping was twice-honed and not a rank 1 martial artist at a glance. A twice-honed prospective martial artist vitality was not much different from a beginner rank 1 martial artist's. Usually, Fong Ping judged other people's strength by their vitality. It was the same at the train station. The young man in front of him obviously did not just look at vitality. This made Fong Ping curious, but he did not ask, "May I know who you are, senior?" Fong Ping saw that although his tone was arrogant, it was not too annoying. Plus, he knew nothing about Magic City Martial Arts University, so he started to strike up a conversation. "Magic City Martial Arts University, School of Weaponry, third-year student Qin Fengqing." Qin Fengqing introduced himself and asked in return, "What about you?" Fong Ping, first-year student. "You're here so early? I'm here to see in advance. I've always wanted to go to a martial arts university." "That's true, but it's rare to come a month early. Admission hasn't started yet, so I might not be able to arrange accommodation for you." Qin Fengqing said casually, then changed the topic. "Do you feel very small when you see the school gates?" "A little." "That's right. When MCMU was built, it was built this way so that the students could learn to recognize themselves. We're very small. This is just a school gate. If we feel small when we stand in front of the gate, what about when we enter? The world behind the gate is wider, more dangerous, and more interesting." His words seemed to have a hidden meaning. Fong Ping remembered it, but did not ask. Instead, he asked about the topic he was interested in. "Senior, you didn't go home for the summer?" "Go home?" Qin Fengqing laughed. "Once you become a martial artist, You should be prepared to be away from your family for a long time. Time is precious, but school time is even more so. There's no holiday here. If you don't want to fall behind, you have to work hard, even harder. In school, you still have the school support and resources. Once you graduate, you have to rely on yourself. That's why you can't slack off at any time in a martial arts university. Junior, this is the first lesson I'm teaching you. Time, especially school time, is very precious. Don't waste your next 4 years of golden time. Thank you for the reminder, Senior. Fong Ping thanked him, then asked curiously, Senior Qin, did you just come back from outside the university? Yes, I just came back from a trip. I saw a cute new student, so I chatted a little to relax. Too bad, it's not a girl. Qin Fengqing spoke bluntly, sighing with regret. If it was a female junior, then he could act more handsome. Of course, the prerequisite was that the female junior's looks were up to standard. Magic City Martial Arts University was huge, but there were not many students. There were only about 1,000 students in each batch, about 6,000 students. 80% of them were men, and only 20% were women. Among the 1,000 or so girls, less than a third of them were good-looking. Among this third, there were seniors who were often not in school, some of them were taken, and some of them were on missions outside all year round. The number of girls who stayed in school who passed the test was very few. Everyone said that Magic City was full of beauties, but Qin Fengqing felt that he was about to give up on women. Fortunately, new students were about to enter school. He wondered if there were any beautiful female juniors he could admire this batch. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. With your strength, I don't think you'll be short of women. Of course, Qin Fengqing laughed. Also, you're wrong. I don't rely on my strength. I rely on my face. Cough. Stop coughing. I'm serious. Qin Fengqing said seriously. In terms of strength, MCMU students are very strong. However, most of them look ugly, so we rarely rely on our strength to pick up girls. We rely on our faces. Senior Qin, you're really handsome. Fong Ping flattered him shamelessly. This senior was very strong. Fong Ping could not tell how strong he was. It was similar to facing Wang Jinyang. He was either rank 2 or rank 3. Also, because the saber in his hand was unsheathed, Fong Ping could tell that it was not a saber for decoration, but a real weapon for combat. Hearing that, Qin Fengqing laughed. You have a good eye. Interesting. In the past, there were more hotheads among the new students. They think they're so great just because they're the top scorer in the city or province. When they enter MCMU, they'll understand that seniors are to be respected and that they can't pick up senior sisters. Only junior sisters belong to seniors. Cough, cough, Fong Ping choked. He could not help but laugh. Senior Qin, you're very funny. I didn't expect to meet you on my first visit to Magic City Martial Arts University. It's an honor. It's not funny. It's the truth. Qin Fengqing laughed. He took out his phone and looked at the time. He said, when I meet a newcomer like you, as a senior, I should bring you around to familiarize you with the environment. However, I still have to submit my mission, so I don't have time to accompany you. Go to the school reception yourself. Although you came early, the school probably won't mind this little trouble. See if they can let you check in early. All right, I'm leaving. We'll talk again when we have the chance. There were not many students in MCMAU. It was not like they would not meet again. Of course, it was fine if they did not meet again. He was not a beauty, so Qin Fengqing was not in the mood to leave his phone number. Fong Ping was not dissatisfied. He was not your father, so why should he not do something proper to help you? At least Qin Fengqing had given him some useful information. He could go to the reception and have a look. Fong Ping did not care if he stayed in school or not, but going to Magic City Martial Arts University could satisfy his curiosity in advance. Also, he had met a senior who was not weak when he first arrived at Magic City Martial Arts University. This made Fong Ping more and more interested in Magic City Martial Arts University. Wang Jinyang, a rank 3 martial artist, could carry the fort at Nanjiang Martial Arts University. What about Qin Fengqing? He was either a rank 2 or a rank 3, much stronger than Fong Ping. Fong Ping had no way of knowing his status in the school. However, Fong Ping did not think that any random MCMAU student he met was a big shot. He might be at the bottom. Qin Fengqing, who had already entered the school, had the urge to sneeze. He rubbed his nose and mumbled. That guy's accent sounded familiar. Where did he get his accent from? He thought about it, but could not figure it out. Qin Fengqing did not dwell on it anymore. As for Fong Ping, he was just a passerby. He had met him coincidentally on his way back to school and chatted casually. Who cared where he was from? With a saber in one hand and a heavy bag in the other, Qin Fengqing said contentedly, "This time, I should be able to finish honing my torso with some bone-honing pills. When I'm done honing my torso, I'll level Nanjiang Martial Arts University." Nanjiang. Chapter 85. After showing his temporary martial arts license to the guard, Fong Ping was allowed to enter the school. The school was too big. Even though there were still many students who had not returned home and were scattered throughout the school, it was still difficult to bump into anyone. Seeing that it was getting late, Fong Ping did not continue strolling around. After getting a location of the reception from the guard, Fong Ping made a beeline for it. After walking around the school for 7 or 8 minutes, Fong Ping finally found the reception. It was an old 3-story building. Compared to the buildings around it, it was much more rundown. Like the train station, the first floor was also a service hall. It was very spacious. However, it was very quiet inside. It was not time for new students to register, so the reception was usually responsible for receiving visiting parents. Some students were not on campus due to missions, so they were the ones who received the visiting parents. Martial arts universities were rich and imposing. When parents came, the school would take care of the students' food and lodging. This was also a form of recognition for martial arts university students. Knock, knock, knock. Fong Ping knocked lightly on the glass door. The sound of knocking was very clear in the spacious hall. "Come in." After the knock, a middle-aged woman who had been dozing off behind her work desk quickly stood up and answered. When Fong Ping entered, the woman saw him dragging his suitcase. She was slightly surprised. A new student? If he was not a new student, there was no need for him to come to the reception. "Hello, Andy. I'm a freshman. This is my acceptance letter." Fong Ping was very polite. He quickly took out his acceptance letter and handed it over along with his temporary martial arts license. The woman glanced at it, but did not look at it closely. Instead, she said, "Come and register now. The school hasn't made arrangements yet." In the past, new students came in 3 to 5 days early. There's still a month before school starts. The woman frowned slightly, feeling a little awkward. When a new student came to the reception, it was natural that they wanted to make arrangements. However, the accommodation arrangements had not been made yet, so it was not easy to make them for now. However, when they were at the train station, Chen Zichuan had said that they could look for Magic City Martial Arts University if they needed anything, and Qin Fengqing had also said that they could come to the reception. Of course, they had their reasons for saying these things. If it were a normal university, the students would, of course, make their own arrangements if they arrived so early. The school would not care. However, Magic City Martial Arts University was called a school, but it was actually a huge economic and military complex. The students of Magic City Martial Arts University were all prodigies and pillars of the future. Although the woman was in a difficult position, she still said after some thought, "The accommodations haven't been arranged yet, and the registration hasn't started yet. If you don't mind, I'll arrange for you to stay at the Magic Marshall Hotel outside the school. You can come back when the registration starts, and we'll make arrangements then." Fong Ping was a little surprised when he heard that. He did not expect that they would really arrange accommodation for him. This Magic Marshall Hotel was obviously the school's property. Fong Ping had not found a place to stay yet. Since the school could arrange it for him, he did not have to go through the trouble of finding one himself. It was not that he was trying to save money, but he was not familiar with the area around martial arts universities. "I'll stay in the university's hotel first. If it's not suitable, I'll find another place to stay." "Okay, no problem. Sorry to trouble you, Annie." "You're welcome. I'll help you register." The woman was different from the receptionists in many universities. The receptionists in some universities were most afraid of trouble, and their words were more harsh. This kind of student who didn't follow the rules would always be ignored when they came knocking. However, in martial arts universities, this kind of situation rarely happened. There was no need to offend a group of students with a bright future over such a small matter. The woman began to register Fong Ping's information. At that moment, she noticed Fong Ping's martial arts license. After taking a look, the woman suddenly stared at the computer for a long time. Then she could not help but look at Fong Ping. After confirming that it was him, the woman said in surprise, "Student Fong Ping, did you break through to a martial artist after the assessment?" "No, I'm still an aspiring martial artist." "So you're twice honed?" "Yes." Fong Ping felt a little sad. Was this the difference between a big city and a small city? In Sun City, almost no one knew about twice honing. However, when he arrived at Magic City, everyone seemed to know. Of course, this had something to do with the people Fong Ping met. Chun Zichuan, and the others were in charge of receiving martial artists. Qin Fengqing was a martial arts university student, and the woman in front of him was also a martial arts university staff. It was not surprising that they knew about twice honing. Nanjiang Martial Arts University had many twice-honed students, not to mention Magic City Martial Arts University. Amazing! Hearing Fong Ping's affirmative answer, the woman gave a sincere sigh of admiration. May 1st, 149 calories vitality. July 31st, above 180 calories. It was not easy to break through so quickly after reaching the limit in 3 months. Of course, although 3 months was difficult, it did not mean that no one could do it. Magic City Martial Arts University had no shortage of geniuses. Fong Ping did not explain. He had completed twice honing in mid-June. At the beginning of July, Fong Ping's vitality had reached 189 calories. Now that almost a month had passed, Fong Ping naturally would not stay in the same place. Wealth, 280,000 vitality. 196 calories, 199 calories mentality, 197 hertz, 199 hertz, when it was 189 calories. Fong Ping's wealth was 2 million. Later, when he received a bonus of 100,000, it rose to 3 million. Now, his vitality had increased by 10 calories, but his mentality had not changed. Fong Ping had spent 500,000 wealth points. When it came to 199 calories and 199 hertz mentality, Fong Ping had been stuck there for 3 to 4 days. His mentality had not changed at all this month. The 200 calories limit that he had guessed before was now confirmed. If there were no accidents, as long as he could increase his vitality to 200 calories, Fong Ping would be able to go thrice honing. After the thrice honing, Fong Ping was ready to break through. "I don't know how long it'll take. This hurdle won't be easy to overcome," he mumbled in his heart. From the fact that his mentality had been stuck for a month, Fong Ping knew that 200 calories was a big hurdle. Thrice-honed prospective martial artists were few and far between. Nanjiang Martial Arts University did not have one, and Magic City Martial Arts University's Wang Jinyang seemed to know of only one. One could imagine how difficult it would be. The woman sighed in admiration. As she helped Fong Ping register his information, she said, "Student Fong, if you want to break through to martial artist, you can ask the hotel to inform the school. Although school hasn't started yet, the school will arrange for instructors to protect a twice-honed prospective martial artist who is breaking through to martial artist. The difference in strength determined the difference in treatment. If Fong Ping had not been twice honed, even if he wanted to break through to martial artist with 150 calories vitality, the school might not have made any arrangements. After all, school had not started yet. Most people would not be able to make an exception for one person and trouble the instructors. Breakthroughs were related to middle-ranked martial artists. These instructors would not come and go at their beck and call." Fong Ping was surprised when he heard that there was such an arrangement. "I can do it now." "Of course. You've completed your twice honing. You're one of the top students in this batch. Normal martial artist freshmen are not as valued as students like you." After knowing Fong Ping's conditions, the woman became much more enthusiastic. Once a twice-honed student broke through to martial artist, they would be able to sweep away the obstacles of the first 3 ranks. These students were highly valued and loved by the instructors. Some students who broke through to martial artist before Gaokao might not necessarily have broken through after twice honing. Even if they were rank 1 now, their progress could be surpassed by Fong Ping in the future. The woman was sure that if Fong Ping chose to break through now, instructors would come to protect him in less than an hour. "Then if I'm thrice honed," Fong Ping was just about to probe further when the woman said in surprise, "You want to be thrice honed?" Fong Ping smiled. "I want to try. Student Fong, it's best if you don't." The woman shook her head. "Thrice honing takes too much time, and it's very difficult. In the past few years, there have been less than 5 martial arts university students who have truly completed their thrice honing. A few of them have already graduated. The only one who hasn't is student CLA, who's currently a sophomore. Student CLA has completed his thrice honing, but he's currently stuck at rank 2. Some of his classmates have already entered rank 3. CLA. Fong Ping had heard from Old Wang that there was a student at Magic City Martial Arts University who was also thrice honed. Now that the woman said that there was only one person still in school, it should be CLA, right? Thrice honed, still rank 2, 1 rank lower than Wang Jinyang. No wonder Old Wang said that thrice honing should not be forced. It was not necessarily a good thing, as it took up too much time. The woman's advice was because she did not know that Fong Ping was only 1 step away. Fong Ping did not say anything else. He thanked her and did not bring up the topic again. Soon, the registration was over. The woman picked up the office phone on her desk and made a call. In less than 5 minutes, a commercial car stopped at the entrance of the reception area. A man in his 30s, dressed in a suit on a hot day, entered and said enthusiastically, "Sister Zhang, I'm here. I see him." The woman replied exasperatedly and immediately said to Fong Ping, "He's the housekeeping manager of Magic Martial Hotel. Just ask him to take you there." After saying that, the woman said to the man, "Li Chengze, this is Fong Ping, a freshman. The school hasn't arranged for him to stay at your place yet." "Oh, right. Fong Ping has completed his twice honing. Remember to arrange for him to stay on the 6th floor." Li Chengze's eyes brightened. Magic Martial Hotel mainly catered to students' parents. Usually it was the parents of students who stayed there. Of course, they would also receive some regular customers. However, Magic City Martial Arts University students all had their own dormitories. Very few students would stay at Magic Martial Hotel. It was the same for the new students. They would not come as early as Fong Ping. Although Magic Martial Hotel belonged to Magic City Martial Arts University, the university would not care about such a small business. People like Li Qingze rarely came into contact with people from Magic City Martial Arts University. Even if they did, it was only for a short period of time. Now, that Fong Ping had come a month earlier. Did that not mean he would have to stay at their place for a month? Li Qingze was not a martial artist. When Fong Ping arrived today, he felt that martial artists were worthless. That was because he belonged to this circle. To outsiders, martial artists were still superior. Serving a martial artist, no, although he was not one yet, serving a twice-honed potential martial artist was more important than serving a rank 1 martial artist. The 6th floor was usually used to receive true martial artists. Li Qingze did not need the woman's reminder. He immediately took the initiative to lift Fong Ping's suitcase and said politely, "Mr. Fong, welcome to Magic Martial Hotel. If you have any requests, please let me know." Fong Ping was not used to his enthusiasm. He took back his suitcase and said with a smile, "Manager Li, you don't have to be so polite. I'm the one who has troubled you." "Annie, I'll leave first." "Thank you." "No problem. I'll try my best to get you a good dormitory for the dormitory allocation," the woman said with a smile. There was more to it than meets the eye. To be able to interfere with the allocation of the dormitory meant that he had some connections within the university. However, it was normal. Some of the university's employees and non-staff personnel were actually inextricably linked to the university. Family members of leaders, instructors, lovers, and even some of the students' families. Fong Ping did not think much of it. He thanked her politely and followed Li Qingze out. A few minutes later, Fong Ping arrived at Magic Martial Hotel. When he saw the hotel, which was low-key on the outside but luxurious on the inside, Fong Ping found it hard to imagine that it was used to entertain the students' parents for free. Rich and imposing. That was what he had been saying that day. Fong Ping could stay here for free, eat for free, use of the car for free. Fong Ping even suspected that if he had a need, could he have a free round? Looking at Li Qingze's eagerness, Fong Ping felt that the possibility was very high. With Li Qingze's earnest accompaniment, Fong Ping went to his room. It was a room comparable to a presidential suite. There was a gym, living room, kitchenette, living room, bedroom, bar. It had everything. Is this really free? Fong Ping asked a very immature question. He could not help but ask. For a room like this in Magic City, 2,000 to 3,000 a day was not too much. Was it? That was on the low side. In a month, it would cost 60,000 to 70,000. Even if he could afford it, he could not afford it. If Fong Yuan found out, she would probably strangle him to death. Li Qingze did not show any signs of abnormality. He said enthusiastically, "It's free. Magic Martial Hotel's main purpose is to serve the students and their parents. Mr. Fong, you're a twice-honed, so your room is slightly better than the others. But the other rooms are also very good." "That's good. Thank you, Manager Li. I'm a little tired." There was no need to say too much when sending a guest off. Li Qingze immediately smiled and said, "Mr. Fong, if you need anything, just press the bell and someone will come to serve you. I won't disturb your rest anymore. Look for me if you need anything." "All right, thank you." After sending Li Qingze off, Fong Ping walked to the balcony with a view and mumbled, "I've become a privileged class just like that." Fong Ping had not officially enrolled yet, but he could already feel the difference. As a martial arts university student and a twice-honed martial artist, he had experienced many different things. All of this was very difficult to experience in Sun City. There were too few martial artists in Sun City, and they were too far away from ordinary people. Everyone talked about martial artists, but there were only a few who had actually seen a martial artist. He turned to look at the huge room, and the corner of his mouth curled up. "It's a pity I can't take pictures. If I send it to Fong Yuan, The girl would probably come running over immediately because it was free food and accommodation. She just had to pay for the travel expenses. If Fong Yuan found out about this, how could she sit still? However, Fong Ping still had things to do now. It would be troublesome if the girl came, so he could only suppress his desire to show off and think about it in the future. Leaning against the sofa, Fong Ping panted. The problems of food and accommodation were solved. The next two tasks were to earn money and complete the thrice honing. Chapter 86. After 2008, there were not many ways to make a lot of money. The two worlds had different structures, but the general trend of development was still the same. In the next 10 years, when it came to making money, it would not be outside of real estate, the internet, smartphones, and their derivative industries. Fong Ping did not have the qualifications to do real estate. It was unrealistic. Right now, he could not even speculate in real estate. He only had slightly more than $6 million on hand. In a world with martial artists, it was even more difficult to get involved in real estate. Fong Ping was not qualified yet. Phone manufacturing had nothing to do with Fong Ping. Smartphones had already appeared, and others were already producing them. Fong Ping could not enter. The internet was relatively easier, and the requirements to enter were lower. As for the restrictions on martial artists, it was insignificant in Magic City. Aspiring martial artists could not cross cities. Besides, Fong Ping was enjoying the treatment of a rank 1 martial artist. There were no such restrictions. As for rank for martial artists and above crossing provinces, it was too early for Fong Ping. However, the internet required a certain amount of technology. It was not something that could be done just because one wanted to. In terms of online shopping, although Little Tanuki was not very famous, the scale was not small. Rumor had it that Old Ma had broken through to rank 7. Doing online shopping now was not a dead end, but it was difficult to make it big. Of course, he could find another way and do branded online shopping similar to Weipin Club. However, this was not feasible for Fong Ping. He did not have that kind of channel. Brand agents were complicated and could not be solved in a short time. Other things such as internet finance, social media, online games, search engines, online videos, without exception, none of them were suitable for Fong Ping now. Fong Ping had thought about what he should do next for a long time. After his rebirth, he had started planning. Thinking back to the tycoons who became famous after 2008 in his past life, Fong Ping realized that there were very few tycoons who rose after 2008. Among them, the more famous ones were the two who did online food delivery. Whether it was Hungry Man or Matewan, the founders of these two companies only started after 2008. In the beginning, they did not have much capital and started from scratch. In a few short years, they had accumulated a lot of wealth. Of course, it was more literal wealth. Apart from online food ordering platforms, another industry that rose after 2008 that did not require much technology and was not difficult to start was the express delivery industry. The express delivery industry was closely related to online catering platforms. The rise of the express delivery industry was inseparable from the development of online shopping. Currently, Little Tanuki's person was still in hibernation. Fong Ping knew that Little Tanuki's online shopping platform would make waves in this country very soon. Currently, Fong Ping had never thought of fighting against big and small horses. He was afraid that he would be smacked to death by grandmasters. However, he still understood the logic of following the footsteps of the big shots and taking advantage of the situation. In the future, in addition to real estate and the internet, the rich people on the list would also be ranked at the top in the field of express delivery and logistics, especially e-commerce logistics. At that time, there were quite a number of express delivery companies in Shanghai. However, most of these companies still focused on normal express deliveries. Logistics companies mainly focused on bulk transportation. There wasn't a single company that focused on e-commerce. Fong Ping pondered for a long time. E-commerce logistics and F&B platforms were his top choices. The entry requirements were not high, and there was no need to spread out all at once. They could lay low and develop in Shanghai first, and when the conditions were right, they could spread out to the whole country at any time. Express delivery and F&B did not have to exist independently. They could complement each other. They could also be run as physical businesses, including F&B platforms. They could be run as physical economies, and there was no need to spread out too much at once. First, he could set up a few express delivery points, hire some couriers, and build a simple localized fast food ordering platform. These did not cost too much, so Fong Ping could still support them. If possible, he could talk to little Tanuki at the Magic City office about accepting e-commerce express delivery, but this was not possible for now. Currently, Fong Ping was not a martial artist. His social status was not high enough. If he went and talked to them about cooperation, they might not even care. However, when he became a martial artist with the identity of a Magic City Martial Arts University student, he could look for them and take the initiative to cooperate. They probably would not mind having another express delivery company to work with. Currently, all the major express delivery and logistics companies had a stronger relationship with little Tanuki. After all, the e-commerce business was very small, and everyone was the type that did not care. However, this situation would change soon. Fong Ping had to reach an agreement with little Tanuki before the other companies adjusted their focus and become their important business partner in Magic City. With a direction in mind, Fong Ping did not hesitate. The next day, Fong Ping borrowed the hotel's car. He did not let the other party drive and drove out of the hotel. Although he did not have a driver's license, Fong Ping was not worried. He told Li Qingze that he did not have a driver's license, but Li Qingze told him that he only needed to show Fong Ping's martial arts license if they found out. Although the martial arts license could not replace a driver's license, as long as there were no accidents, he would not be put in a difficult position. Of course, if anything happened, Fong Ping would be fully responsible. Having a martial arts license had this advantage. Fong Ping, who considered himself an experienced driver, naturally would not let others drive. He drove his own car and went out. Fong Ping's first choice was the university town. As one of the 6 districts in Magic City, the university town had a large population and was close to the school, making it convenient for Fong Ping to do things. Although Magic City Martial Arts University was the leader of the university town, martial arts university students were still the minority. The entire university town was mostly made up of normal students. This was also Fong Ping's target group. Ordering fast food and online shopping were things that university students could easily accept. White-collar workers and university students were the 2 types of people who were the most receptive to new things. Moreover, online shopping had been around for a few years and was no longer considered a new thing. In a metropolis like Magic City, many students had already started online shopping. In a small city like Sun City, Fong Ping doing this kind of business was no different from seeking death. In Magic City, however, it was most suitable. There were a total of 64 universities of various sizes in the university town. There were professional martial arts schools like Magic City Martial Arts University, East Sino Nation Normal University, and Magic City Jiao Tong University that had a martial sciences department. And there were also universities that were purely social sciences. Normal social sciences universities had the most students. There could be 20 to 30,000 students in 4 batches, including teachers, family members, and employees. It was normal for a university to have 40 to 50,000 people. Even Magic City Martial Arts University had close to 10,000 people. The 64 universities were gathered together, resulting in the university town's total population of close to 2 million students and teachers. It was comparable to the total population of a prefecture-level city. This was still a school, Because of the concentration of schools, it was inevitable that other derivative industries were born here. The business atmosphere was also very developed. There were not many high-end commercial places because students were not the main consumers. However, there were countless normal commercial stores. According to statistics, the entire university town had a total population of more than 8 million. This was 10 times the population of Sun City, a university town with close to 5 million people. To Fong Ping, there was no better place to do business than this. On the 1st of August, Fong Ping drove around the university town. He also had a basic understanding of the distribution of the various universities. If the university town was considered as a whole, Magic City Martial Arts University was located in the south of the university town, near the coast. In reality, Magic City Martial Arts University covered an area of 30,000 mu. From the inside, one could really see the sea. It was just that Fong Ping did not know about it yet. There were more than 10 universities near Magic City Martial Arts University. Most of them were social sciences universities. Martial arts universities were usually located further away, perhaps because they rejected each other. The more than 10 universities had more than 300,000 students and teachers' family members. Being near Magic City Martial Arts University made it even more convenient for Fong Ping. Due to the limited funds, Fong Ping did not plan to take down the university town in one go. He would start from the south of the university town and slowly nibble away. I'll rent a slightly bigger office for the construction of the food and beverage platform and use it as a temporary headquarters. There are more than 10 universities, and they're spread out widely. To cover all of them, I'll need to set up at least 5 distribution points. One distribution point will be responsible for the business of 3 universities. In terms of recruitment, one distribution point will be responsible for 3 universities. The standard requirement is at least 10 people or more. One office, 5 distribution points, 50 delivery employees. Maybe I can reduce it a little. Isn't 50 people a little too much? In the car, Fong Ping drove in search of a suitable location while thinking about what he should do next. The standard of living in Magic City was very high, and the wages and benefits were not low either. In Sun City, 800 yuan could be used to recruit people. In Magic City, even at this time, there were not many people who worked for low-level jobs that cost less than 3,000 yuan. Even if it was calculated at 3,000 yuan, just the salary of a delivery person would be 150,000 yuan a month. Other than that, there would be customer service, receptionists, technicians needed to build the platform, operational staff in the later stages, and the marketing department in charge of developing the market. The early stage would be simple and crude. The finance, supervision, products, research and development, logistics, and manpower could all be dispensed with. However, Fong Ping felt that they would need at least 20 people to set up the stage. Back then, Hungry Guy could have done it with just a few people, but the other party was only testing the operation in one school. Plus, Fong Ping did not want to waste too much energy on this, so he could only hire more people to satisfy his needs. These 20 people would need an average salary of 5,000 yuan. Just the salary alone would cost more than 250,000 yuan a month. Actually, the salary was not a big deal. In a pure IT industry, the employee's salary took up a large proportion. What Fong Ping wanted to do was not a pure IT industry, so the salary could only be counted as about 40% of the cost. In other words, he would need to spend more than 600,000 yuan a month. Moreover, the early stage would be even more. After all, the rent was rarely paid on a monthly basis, and quarterly payments were the shortest. There was also the deposit. Perhaps in a month, he would use up all the 6 million he had on hand. In the early stage, it would be difficult for these businesses to make much money. After all, he had not taken on any business, and the market needed to be developed. Should I join a delivery company? Fong Ping thought for a while. If he joined, he could quickly open up the market and take on business. Other than the additional joining fee, the return of funds would be even faster. However, if he joined, it would be difficult for him to build up his reputation. Fong Ping did not want to keep working for someone else. Whatever. I'll choose a location first. After confirming the location, I'll start recruiting people. Also, I need someone smart enough to be the CEO when I'm not around. It was easy to find other people. Magic City might be short of everything, but it was not short of people. If he went to the job market, he could find as many people as he wanted. However, those who had the ability to be the CEO depended on luck. If luck was not good, Fong Ping could only find someone slightly more reliable, and he would have to spend more energy to manage them. After a day, Fong Ping looked around the southern part of the university city a few times. After confirming the general location of the distribution point and office, the next step was to wait for the official start of work. I'll finish the preliminary preparations in a month and start advertising when school starts. I need to recoup my losses as soon as possible. I don't know if 6 million is enough, and I don't know if I can get a loan. At night, Fong Ping returned to the hotel and cultivated as usual. Then he started planning and designing recruitment advertisements. Everything was difficult at the beginning. Fong Ping was not afraid of hard work. Success was not easy. He did not want to be like old Wang, who came to Magic City Martial Arts University to make a scene and run around doing missions just for a little bit of resources. He could do missions, but running around for 100 or 200,000 yuan was actually a waste of time. This was just the beginning. When his martial arts rank was higher, the consumption would be even greater. When that time came, would simply completing missions be enough to satisfy his needs? Which Grandmaster did not have a large amount of social resources in their hands. Martial arts strength did not depend on talent. It also depended on other abilities, such as the ability to make money. If one could not make money, then they could work for the government. However, the government did not need simple thugs. Strength was one aspect of the governor's abilities, but they also had extremely strong management abilities. Being able to manage a province well was the reason why they were able to obtain resources. Jean Kemming, for example, lacked this ability and was almost fired. Martial arts did not exist alone. Humans needed to eat, drink, and poop, even more so for martial artists. Advancing in unison was the foundation for martial artists to become stronger and stronger. Old Wang will probably work for the government in the future, right? This thought surfaced in Fong Ping's mind. He had no such plans, which was why he was running his own business now. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.